Hello, everybody, and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski, along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant. We are at Pioneer High School, where the Pinckney Pirates are taking on the Pioneers tonight in a little bit of football. Last time for the class of 26 here on this field, Kevin. What are they looking at with across the field from the Pirates?
Well, first off, in those Pirates, I mean, they coming off their biggest win of the season. Put up 63 points last week, but they beat a team that hasn't won in a while in Carrollton. So looking at the roster of this Pinckney squad, they're young. They're sporting a freshman quarterback who has a big arm. They got some speed on the outside, and they have what their best coach ever, Hall of Fame 2014 in Mr. West. So they have a formidable task for the Pioneers tonight. But like you said, their last game, and I want to go to a junior. Let's go to that QB. Heise is going to have to take the Pioneer on a win here at Hallway Field to close off the season. I'm calling my shot right now.
We promise to keep the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean references to a minimum. Senior night kickoff coming up right after this. And here we go, everybody, looking down on Hallway Field, where it looks like the Pinckney Pirates will be kicking away to the home team, Pioneers. Pioneers in all black, Pirates with black helmets, white jerseys. I do like the font that we've got going on for the Pirates. It is massive and really easy to see what the numbers are, Kev.
This one's going to come down. I do like that font. I'm not going to discord what you said because we don't see it too often, right?
No, it's so many problems. It's the little things in life that make a late October game kind of fun, and this will be a good opportunity for both these squads, probably about on equal footing from where they're at, like you mentioned in the open, right?
Yeah, and they attack you in different ways. Pioneer, we were mentioning, they have a bell cow in their running back, Caceres. If they want to really lean on him, they might find some success up the middle on this very young defense that the Pirates have coming out here.
Yeah, young defense, and overall, looking at Pinckney's roster that we were given this morning, not a long list, not a lot of players on this team. So you imagine you're going to see a lot of these kids playing both ways. And as you correctly predicted, Caceres gets that first handoff, offhand to the right, picks up a few yards.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. If you want to take a look on the inside of this play, and you see the big push right up front from the senior center and the two guards. You got Westfield on the right side, number 70. And look at number 70. Look at that hole he's opening up. And then you got their number 55 really doing a good job as well, too. Kaylee Conley.
Another handoff, Eduardo Caceres. Caceres doing a nice job of waiting, being patient, waiting those holes to open up and getting those blockers exactly where he wants them to be before pushing forward and getting in. It's going to be a third and very manageable for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and under center we have the senior quarterback, Ryan Lon, in to start the game. And I was, jumping up and down talking about Cole Heise. He is definitely going to be on the field at some point tonight.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, him being out there right now, just maybe a little bit of a nod, a thank you, a great job for 4 years worth of work in this program.
Yeah, and there's 18 players that aren't going to be coming back this next year for Coach Simpson. So yeah, it's a big roster that the Pioneers have. And you look over on the sideline, doesn't seem like the entire squad is out there as what we saw earlier in the season.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they're just in somewhere else, keeping warm. It is finally chilly out in Michigan.
Football weather.
Yeah, it's football weather. It's completely dark at the 7 o'clock kick, and yeah, it's been chilly today. As the sun has gone down, it continues to be chilly. There's Caceres there. Nice job sticking with that one, and he's still going, churning those legs. Multiple Pirates it takes to bring him down on that run.
And just like we were talking about, up that A and B gap. Look at that. Great hands there by Lon. Actually, Caceres says, I'll take care of this. And he does a great job of hauling that ball in. Quarterback did the right thing. Get out of the way.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Don't try to do too much. Caceres was already had that momentum moving forward. He saw it. He just picked it out of the air and went with it. 2 men in motion for the Pioneers. Another man in motion gets the handoff. Jet sweep pushing forward.
Elijah Marshall. And look at Elijah go. And we're going to keep calling him Elijah because he told me before the game, Nick, call me Eli, man. But your mom called you Elijah,
that's right,
sir.
Marshall, a lot of speed coming off the corner there.
And look at Caceres on that block right there that really opened up the play. He stuck his head right in the chest of number 14 and drove him down the field to open up that lane on the outside.
Yeah, that's the type of player that you really like to see with Caceres. He's a bigger kid. He's strong, leads by example, knows that he can set some blocks, and understands the run game well. And now Lawton back, pats the ball, tosses that one into number 11, Toby Calais. Calais makes the reception, but not a ton of yardage on that pass.
Now, Lon had some pressure and some traffic right in his face. He did a good job of not taking the sack and getting that ball out. And they did gain 1 positive yard on this, but the bigger thing is you didn't take a loss.
Yeah, he had an awfully tall defender coming right in, smartly put his hands up, and Lon had a hard time seeing over him, I think.
And that's a big kid, number 14, Oliver Wendell for the Pinckney squad on the tackle there. He's only a sophomore, so we're mentioning how young this squad is for Coach, is it Buck? West, Coach West.
Ball on the turf. Great job by Ryan Lon to fall on that one. And I would just wonder if there's a little, I mean, Lon hasn't seen tons of reps, at least with us out here anyways. So I wonder if there's just a little miscommunication between him and the center.
Yeah, hit him in the wrong spot. Right in
the chest.
Yeah,
right in the chest.
And that, you can't put that one on the center. You got to think that Lon may have been speeding things up a little bit.
That's exactly my thought. You could see him literally looking to his right, looking to Caceres as that ball was coming in. And you're right. I don't think that was a center issue. I think he was just thinking 1 step ahead, and he's just got to take it 1 step at a time here if he wants to keep the Pioneers moving on this opening drive. There's Caceres, stutter step, initial left, goes right, tries to go off tackle right, but brought down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, coming in there was Jax Raymond, another junior underclassman for the Pirates, and you can see him coming in here and just wrapping up right there and just taking him down to the ground. Good sound tackle. Pioneers, though, are in plus territory, so I do think that they'll probably end up leaving the offense out here on the field.
4th and very long, 4th and 12, but you're right, the Pioneer offense not even thinking about kicking in any way. A punt in this situation just doesn't make any sense. At best, you're getting a net of probably 10, 12 yards. Might as well go for it. See what you can do. They've got all sorts of receivers. They got guys in motion. There's Elijah Marshall out to the left. Lon does bring that one down, but sacked by 3 Pirates. And Pinckney's got to feel real good about themselves after stuttering a little bit out the gate defensively, but some big stops and a huge stop on 4th down.
You know, offensive linemen really like to run block. Pass blocking isn't as easy as it seems. You see all of these guys coming in and rushing in, and Buchanan there just really blew up the play, number 22 for the Pirates, and right up the center where they were running the ball, the Pioneers just didn't have a good solid blocking attack that play.
There's a quick pass out to number 5. That's Max Barish. He's one of the few seniors out there for the Pirates. And that quick toss to him gets across for nearly a first down.
And this is what you'll see out of McLaughlin. He is a freshman quarterback, folks, Easton McLaughlin, and he will throw the ball very fast. Quick drops. They will come out in a 3 wide set with 1 running back and a 1 tight end, and that's exactly what you're seeing here. But you'll see a lot of bubbles out of this, Nick, not a lot of downfield passing.
There's McLaughlin there with the handoff, spread offense, and not perhaps spread a bit too much because the Pioneer D-line got in and swallowed him up right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you can see right here coming in. I love this shot. That's just a great job there by pulling him down behind the line of scrimmage for Garcia. And we've seen Garcia do a lot on the edge throughout this season. This is our 4th time seeing these Pioneers this year.
3rd and 2, 6 minutes to go here in this opening quarter from Holloway Field.
Watch that bubble. Watch the bubble on the top side.
You got the offense on the lower end of your screen there looking over to the coaching. And no bubble, just a handoff right up the gut, but he's still not going down either. And he might have, that second effort, I think, got him the first down. Cross midfield for a first down, Pirates.
Yeah, it looked like 71 Kirkland had him for the stop of the first down, but just a good effort there by the running back to push ahead after the initial contact right here. And you can see, trying to go back, Kirkland just lost that momentum, and the running back was able to twist around for that extra yard.
Now we'll see what Pinckney can do with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, McLaughlin has a man out to the left. Is that Owen Putnam, maybe?
Tuttle. And that's a play that if number 12, and I wrote number 12's number down for the Pioneers because he is on one sheet but he's not on another. But number 12 right now, he comes in, he might be able to pick that ball off.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if he reads those eyes a little quicker, yeah, the secondary for the Pioneers does have a quick step. Another quick toss and a one-handed grab brought down Owen Zilka, and he's going to take it to the house. Amazing catch and score for the Pirates. They draw first blood.
Yeah, I said they wouldn't be going downfield. Boy, was I wrong. What a pass, but a better catch. That ball was brought in with one hand, and Owen Zubika was the guy that scored the only touchdown against Chelsea earlier this year, which was a 70-yard pass. So he has the wheels to do this, but man, did he stretch out and haul that one in.
And getting back to McLaughlin, like you said, great throw there. He threw that in one of the only spots where his dude can get to it, over 2 Pioneer defenders, and there's nobody left in the secondary once Zilka gets that ball.
Yeah, for Coach West, he's definitely got his quarterback of the future under center right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a tempo-based offense. He gets the ball, he's 2 steps back, and he's throwing quickly. And there's a nice pass out, and was that ended up being picked off?
It was picked off, and they could have gone back for at least a point there, I believe, but they blew that dead right away. And I believe that was Kowalk on the pickoff there. But either way, that big playability we talked about in the open, scoring 63 points last week against a Carrollton squad, is spilling over into this game.
Yeah, there's always that long debate about, is momentum a real thing? Does momentum actually carry over? And it sure seems like, as of right now, the Pirates are feeling that.
Definitely. I mean, and you can see and again, still feeling good about throwing the ball. Yeah, the ball was picked off. And it looked like he just gave himself up. Did he just stop?
It did. There was definitely a whistle at some point, and I don't know if it was before, and that's why he stopped. But you would think any defender, when they get that ball in their hands,
I'm gone.
They're already thinking about the end
gone.
zone. Exactly right. How am I going to get down there? So that's an interesting play. So there's a squib, comes off the player's chest initially, but he stayed right with it. That was a fortunate opportunity for that player that didn't scooch out, because there was a lot of Pirates coming down on him.
Yeah, and I believe that was going to be marked somewhere around the 30-yard line. Was that Cerniglia? Aiden Sarniglia, I believe, on the recovery there. And you would want to see more people jump out. What does that sign say?
Let's go Pio, and I think it's HOCO, HOCO. I'm going to go with homecoming, but do we have to abbreviate everything? I don't know.
Yeah.
But the Pioneer faithful all dressed up very bright this evening on a dark evening.
Where are their coats?
Great. Relax, Dad.
I'm
Relax,
old, but
Dad.
where are their coats?
No, I mean, I think we have all their coats is the problem.
I got their
You and
heater.
I are bundled up. We've got a heater up here. But those kids are, they're rocking their neon pinks like there's no tomorrow. And there's a few long sleeves in there. Yeah.
Now the Pioneers definitely need to get back to what they started out with, moving the ball ahead.
Pass is incomplete.
And that pass out to instead of handing the ball off to Caceres, they tried to throw out a screen pass to him, but just poorly executed out the back.
You know, right now, I think Lon needs to do some of that old school stick 'em. Because it looks like the ball is slipping through his hands on a couple of the snaps, as well as a couple of the handoffs. It was slipping out of his hands. He's still in the game at QB, but he needs something a little bit more sticky on his hands right now.
Well, here's my wondering also. We just were talking and joking about how chilly it is.
It looks like Caceres is back in there at QB, is he?
Maybe we'll run a little Wildcat situation. Got a man running out front. Gets that one off to number 14, Garrett Kowalk. We've seen him get the ball thrown to him a few times. He's quick. He's got some long strides, this Kowalk. But getting back to Lon, it's cold out. And I wonder if he's spent the last month and a half, 2 months, just being able to hold a warm ball,
It's
right?
different.
And now it's cold. Now his knuckles aren't closing quite exactly as much as they need to. So it's just been, it's cold. And maybe he doesn't have the feel for the ball quite yet.
And now we're punt formation.
Quick 3 and out for the Pioneers, and that punt has almost a spiral situation to it.
Worked out, though.
Yeah, not bad. Pioneers aren't going to complain about that. That's going to get down to the 35-yard line.
Almost 45-yard kick there after the roll, so that'll help out things. But the thing that you wanted to see out of the Pioneers, Nick, was a little bit more excitement. Because you were talking about the momentum being turned, and they came out very flat on that last drive and didn't really get anything going. Actually, that ball almost slipped through the punter's hand. Yeah, it bounced at the 50 and just keeps rolling.
Yeah, and you don't want to point blame at any play call or play in particular,
No.
but that first one, that to me kind of took the air out of things. It was an interesting play call and just not executed for it very well. However, that tackle executed very well by number 15. Hey, that's Sean Garcia again. The second time we called his name tonight.
Yeah, and Garcia, you can see him coming in. He's just he sheds that blocker on the edge, and the blocker actually, for my money, had a penalty. He kind of tackled Garcia. Garcia did a great job, though, of just showing his strength with his hands, just pulling that running back down.
Yeah, Henry Taub had no chance on that play. Taub sticking in the backfield. Spread offense continues for the Pirates. 5 men up front. That tempo offense continuing for Pinckney. He hits Zilka, his man, one more time.
Got the blue bag out.
Let's see who's recovered that fumble.
Pirates down with it. It was not Zilka that came up. That William Ladd, sophomore, he's the one that came up with that.
Let's see. They mark it at the 42. So it goes forward, right?
Right.
And the person that grabs it, learned this one today, in high school football, according to the National Federation of High School, you can not be the person that fumbled the ball, and you can still advance the ball in high school sports.
Really?
I'm glad that my director said it at the same time.
That's
Thanks.
that's good. Everybody's gobsmacked by that fact. Nice pass right up the middle. Ball on a seed to that receiver in stride. Number 22 for the Pirates. That's Andrew Buchanan. Just another really nice throw from McLaughlin.
Bang, bang play. Look at Edison here on the defense. Watch his right hand. Is his right hand come in there and just strip that ball away? I think his right hand was on the back. It was his left hand that came through. Awesome job of defense there on a big third down.
4th and 12 now, 1:44 to go here in this first quarter. Not a lot of stoppages. Please don't let that be a jinx. Just great back and forth action so far.
Good
Lefty
kick.
punter, and man, did he get one under it, and that one's muffed. He touched it. That's going to be Pirate ball.
Edison, we just talked about you there. Oh my goodness, and yeah, Blake, I know he's feeling it after such a great play on defense, but you said it, Nick, a left-footed kicker boots it, and this puts a weird kind of spin on the ball. And it comes down over the shoulder, Willie's Mays Hayes kind of catch right through the 5-hole.
You know, that's a great point. That spin is going to be exactly backwards from what you're used to seeing so much. And also, it is dark. That ball got really high. He probably had a really hard time judging it right along the eye level with those lights up there.
Huge turnover here.
And the Pirates haven't shown a lot of interest in handing the ball off, but that's exactly what they do on first down right here. Man, these Pinckney players are fast.
They got some good
motor.
speed. You know, when I watched them against Chelsea, they showed that speed. You know, Chelsea's a bigger, stronger squad, and this is a young, small team, at small numbers as well as stature. But they do have some scoops.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing too. Is I was thinking is like some of these kids out there, they are smaller in stature, so you see their legs just going so quickly. So maybe they look faster than they are, but they are very fast. There's a lot of quick players out there, more than a handful for these Pirates right now, which is dangerous. McLaughlin from the gun one more time. He's got his man Taub to his left. McLaughlin back a little bit more time than usual, but he sends a man out into the end zone, off his hands, no good. He had his man in the end zone, hands on the ball, but could not bring it in. I believe that's Zilka one more. Was it Zilka or was that Tuttle?
I think it was Tuttle. And he goes right up the seam, a pump and go, and gets behind his man, and that is another outstanding pass by McLaughlin.
Yeah, McLaughlin, for most of this first quarter, we've only got 44 seconds to go. We've seen him come back maybe 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds max. That one was maybe 2.5. And like you said, he did do that little pump fake, and I think a lot of that Pioneer secondary bit on it. McLaughlin back one more time. Gets a man right past the line of scrimmage. Great job tackling, though, by those DBs. That's Isaac Henley. Just holding on for dear life to make that initial tackle.
And you can see Henley come up here. This is an awesome job of breaking down and going after a leg and holding on until a teammate comes back in and helps you out.
And now for the Pirates, 4th and
51-yard line of Pioneer, and there's a timeout on the field.
4th and 2. We got timeout though.
No, I don't think they call timeout. They brought the players to the sideline to let the clock run out. I think the PA announcer assumed it was a timeout.
So that will do it for the end of the first quarter here. A shocking start from the Pirates, and really interesting to see what their offense has brought to this game. That's the end of this first quarter, so we'll see if the Pioneers can respond. Coming up with more CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Check. Can you hear me now?
Interested in having great audio for your projects? We have some great tools to help you get crystal clear audio. We have a variety of mics from Rode wireless kits to lavs, handheld mics for interviews, and if you need some extra help recording multiple inputs, here's a Zoom.
If this sounds like something you could use, contact CTN.
Hi, I'm Sarah Lanise from the City of Ann Arbor Clerk's Office. We want to show you how easy it is to get involved with your community by serving on a board or commission. The City of Ann Arbor appoints over 200 people to over 50 boards and commissions. From sustainability to transportation, we have boards and commissions for a wide range of policy interests. Most of them meet once a month virtually. You can start by visiting a2gov.legistar.com and clicking the Boards and Commissions tab. There you can read a short description about each board or commission. When you find one that interests you, click the Apply Now button in the top right-hand corner. You'll complete a short form including your contact information, background, and why you're interested in serving. Even if there's not a vacancy at the time, we'll keep your application for up to 2 years. Next, your application goes to City Council, where they may reach out to you to learn more or schedule an interview. Once the council makes their appointments, you'll be contacted on next steps and prepped for your first meeting. Serving is a great way to help shape our city's future. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our office or visit the website for more information.
Welcome back, everybody, to CTN Sports Game of the Week. Second quarter getting ready to get going. 4th and 2 for the Pinckney Pirates here. Do or die time for this drive. If they could get something, a first couple of yards here on this one, Kevin, they really have a nice feeling moving forward for the rest of this game.
You know, outside of the first 4 plays of offense for Pioneer, that quarter just really didn't go their way. It looks like there might be a timeout here to decide where the actual ball is at. Now the official is trying to take control and let the sidelines know that it isn't a timeout. Interesting that they're having a discussion on where the placement of the ball, because this is a big 4th down coming up.
That's exactly right. I think that's what they want. Everybody wants to be sure that this is exactly where it belongs, and this is where we put it. Between quarters, it's always quick going back and forth, but I think with the colder evening, they want to move things along, they want to speed things along, but you also want to get stuff right, obviously. And in the meantime, both of these teams are going to take the opportunity to huddle up and chat this play over.
Yeah, this is kind of curious. It's like an extra, quarter break.
Yeah, lengthening the time in between quarters, and I think both of these coaches will take it though, right? Nobody's mad about this one. Both sides are completely happy to do it. I know if you are the Pirates, you really want to make sure that everybody's in the right spot, and this play is spot on to get these 3 yards.
Yeah, these guys on both sides. I mean, Pioneer really wants to make sure they stop things and not let what could potentially be a game-changing first down here because the momentum has not been on their side.
Yeah, that's a great point. And here we go, getting after it now. Finally, the start of the second quarter here. Pirates tries to make a move, but man, great interior job by the Pioneers to get in and tackle him behind the line of scrimmage, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Pie High.
Yeah, good job of coaching and putting your players in the right position by Coach Simpson. And check out Newman. Craig Newman just shoots the gap right up that A gap, and he got small, got skinny in between the hole, and then that's all that running back saw was, I'm going down.
Right, getting launched at it. And Taub tried to make a move, but you're right, since he did get so low, I mean, he tackled him just below the hip level, so quality, fundamental tackling there, and a big stop for the Pioneers. Marshall in motion, a fake to him, and gets it off to Caceres, and Caceres now up the middle. He might have everything in front of him, but nobody's going to catch Eduardo Caceres, and that is going to be touchdown Pioneers, first play of the second quarter.
Okay, so momentum's back.
To say the least. I mean, because I wonder if there was that little bit of misdirection behind the line of scrimmage before he handed that ball off. They had Marshall in motion, and if that just completely confused the defense, because Caceres, after about 5 yards, he was gone.
Yeah, Caceres put it in high gear right away, and it did look like it was a fake jet. And it was a good action by Lon on that fake jet because it froze the linebackers. And Caceres has got a weird running style there. That right arm is just out there in the back.
It was just going, yeah.
I mean, you can see his right arm.
Well, I wonder if he was waiting for somebody to come up to him, or I don't know. I've not seen that before. I don't think that is his running style. That was just a thing that was happening out there. I think
it was huge.
Yeah,
78 yards on that, John. And what we were saying just before that, Nick, is Pioneers didn't have that groove. They went away from that running style. We mentioned that last drive they had in the first quarter. They started off with a pass play. It just off the script. That is getting back on script. You have a very big offensive line. Use it, Pioneer.
Zucchini Sub Shop.
See the wide angle version here. Yeah, I mean, after 8 yards, he's gone, and Caceres with that right arm. It almost looks like, I wonder if maybe his elbow hurts, because he was keeping it straight, like it might not feel great.
Oh, this is good in the end zone there when he's dancing.
Yeah, that's true.
But hey, either way, you're in the lead of the game. That's what Pioneer should be doing here on Homecoming Senior Night.
And the Pioneers did put their extra point through, so you're right. They've got that 1 point lead right now. Big booming kick for the Pioneers, and some confusion on the catch.
Oh, no.
Although some confusion beyond the catch there. Nice run by Owen Zilka one more time. Zilka's out there doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he's got some speed, and he's got some long strides. That play started off real bad for the Pirates, ended up well. This ball has to be slick. That's the third or fourth player we've seen bobble or drop a ball.
I mean, I feel like that also may have started from that initial player just
jumping
in front of. Yeah, exactly. Right? That looked to me like a center fielder and a left fielder. Nobody called it, or nobody said mine, enough. And that created some sort of confusion. But you're right. I mean, Zilka took it up and literally ran with it. So all's well that ends well for the Pirates. And there's Zilka one more time off the screen, makes some men miss and gets beyond the 50-yard line. And there's that speed one more time.
Yeah, I wonder was this, when we take a look at this, was this blocking downfield? Because there were some really good blocks on the edge, but you could see these linemen. If you go back and take a look at that one really slow, you can see the linemen were about 5 yards downfield. Look at this. Look at where the lineman is at. The tackle is all the way downfield. Maybe that's why there was so much room out there.
Yeah, he put it on Marshall. 10 yards past the line of scrimmage
That's gotta
at
be a
least.
flag. Come on.
Pinckney trying to keep things moving, keeping up tempo. That handoff not going anywhere, stopped dead at the line of scrimmage, if not a yard behind it.
Yeah, you're going into Napier and you're going into Sam Frost. Your job is going to, or your day is going to be short. Those are two big guys on that side.
Yeah, that's something the Pioneers have going for them, is that defensive line.
They're huge. Look at Frost. I mean, 74 just pushes his man back into the running back, and then he goes around his man and gets a piece of him. And you see Napier getting in there a little at the end. Napier is a sophomore, but he is a big sophomore, number 0 for Pioneer.
2nd and 11 upcoming now. So the one thing the Pirates have going for them is the pace of their offense. The way to try to neutralize that D-line for the Pioneers is to get the ball out and get it out quickly.
1, 2.
And there it is one more time. High, lofty pass there, but picked off by number 4, Marshall.
Ela. Yeah, we're not going to call him Elijah when you do something great like that on the defense. And it looks like they're trying to say that he was out of bounds. No.
Now, yeah, there's the call. There's the call. Somebody
why
came back
did the
in.
official near the play is like, no, he was out of bounds? That's odd. Wait till we see this on replay, because he put 3 feet down.
Yeah, it sure seemed like that wasn't terribly close. It seemed like a pretty clear interception.
And as this comes in, you can see Marshall's just, he's clocking and tracking that ball. And look at this guy coming up, waving the ball out. He's pointing the right way, but then after a second, he comes and says, no, I think he was out of bounds.
Well, right, he was pointing the correct way, so
and he might have been saying the other way.
I think that might have been it. I mean, Marshall was clearly in. It wasn't even close. He was in within yards, and I wonder if maybe there was just a lot of feet in that general area. Maybe he got a little distracted by some other shoes down there. Nonetheless, Pioneers will take over.
Is that too many folks out on the field?
And that's a killer for Pioneer, right? Coming out on the first play of this possession after that interception. I don't want to keep using the word momentum, but that is a slowdown. That's a barrier to what you're trying to accomplish. Air out of the balloon moment. Yeah. There's that toss right to a different running back there. Tyrus Thomas, I believe, is the recipient there. HB toss right to Thomas.
You don't see that too often.
No, not at all. But this is, the Pioneers are just continuing to run the ball and do these short yardage plays.
I like keeping the ball on the ground. This is old school Pioneer football, especially since Lon is having some troubles catching those snaps.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's all part of it. So now I'm curious to see the toss there, like you mentioned, is a very unique play. We haven't seen that we haven't seen that all tonight. We don't see it very much. I wonder if they're going to try to keep doing some little misdirection plays because it worked so well on that previous drive. There's Lon, another handoff up the middle. Great job by Caceres. Stutter step, waiting, biding his time, waiting for those holes to open up before he cuts right and picks up a few more yards.
Yeah, I want to see Conley, number 55, right in the middle. You know, he does a great job on this play of just opening up the hole. And Caceres had his choice. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I go straight? I mean, these guys up front, those offensive linemen, they're doing just a yeoman's job. And Bellers is the center. It really is he's the one. He's the quarterback on the offensive line.
Yeah, they're winning the ball. They're winning the game in the trenches right now. It's the second quarter. You've got to think that they're going to keep wearing down their opponents looking across the way from them as these quarters drag on. Another handoff up the middle. Busted wide open. Gets to about the 45-yard line. But everybody from Pinckney is saying that they've got the ball. No indication from the refs.
No. Yeah, they're incorrect. They're trying to influence the referee, but you can see Caceres here. He goes down on the ground, and he still has the ball in his hand right there, knee on the ground.
Yeah, his left knee was on the ground.
Knees on the ground. And you can see the official come in. I mean, if he's pointing on the ground, play's over.
But great job by Wendell to get in there, make the tackle, hug up the ball, and rip it away as well.
It's a smart play on his side of the ball.
First down now, Pioneers from the gun. Quick handoff, but a little bit of a problem with the transition, but no problem once he's got the ball in his hands as Eduardo Caceres, one more time, just eating up the yards down there.
Yeah, Eduardo is just a beast. I mean, the way he runs downhill hard. Didn't have the whole, that's the second time we've seen that, folks, tonight, where he just takes the ball from the quarterback and matriculates upfield.
Yeah, that's great job by Caceres. Not only is he a senior, but he's a veteran player. He's been playing for years, and you're seeing his experience in taking control in that backfield.
Yeah, and timeout on the field here, but you got to go back to a lot of these players. We mentioned 18 players for Pioneer. 90% of them won't play again. This is the last time you put on a football helmet. There's no pickup football games, you know, so this is a lot of times where you leave it all on the line. Was this ball out? Our truck is saying this was out, Nick.
Unclear. Yeah, when his bottom hits, it seems like he's got the ball in his arms.
Right there, stop right there.
Yeah, but he's down. His backside is definitely down.
That ball might have been moving away from us, though. It might have been.
It might have been.
But that's why we go by what the stripe said. The stripe came in pointing down, and he had the better look than we had on this side of the field.
7:59 to go here in the second quarter. Handoff there. Craig Newman. Newman picks up a few.
Yeah, I like the way Newman held on to the ball, two hands. He was getting pummeled because Newman isn't a big guy. He's 5'9", but he is 210. So he's a bowling ball out there. And watch this. Boing, boing. He's still holding on to that ball, though, folks.
Yeah, yards after contact. Everybody loves to talk about those, and Newman can hold his head up high. He just picked up a few of those. Grabbed 8 on that first down, so second and very short. Newman gets the handoff again, cuts out to the right side, back to the middle, continues his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Pioneer.
Keep it on the ground, high.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Pioneer did pretty much that entire drive right there. But different looks for different running backs and different styles of play. And
we were saying, Nick, that the offensive linemen, they enjoy this power blocking style, downfield, leaning. You got 10, 15, some of them 20 pounds on the defender in front of you. So it's nice to just be able to lay some pain on your opponent.
Kick is up and good. Daniel Nylander Nylander's got a foot.
Yeah, Nylander does have a foot, and if it does come down to a three-point game, I feel confident with him putting one up in the air.
Yeah, I think Coach Simpson would feel much the same. No need as of right now, though. 8-point lead for Pioneer after I think the whole team and that entire side of the field may have taken a bit of a gasp when the Pirates scored that first touchdown.
Yeah, but and then you got playmakers coming in and making plays. Eli Marshall coming in and getting that interception. Caceres running the ball hard up the field. All of it, though, is precipitated off of that blocking. That offensive line right now, for me, they've been doing a great job. And whichever of them, maybe it was Beltlers that went to the sideline and said, hey, Coach, whatever you're doing as far as passing, throw that away. We're going to run the ball tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if they can continue to assert this dominance on their opponents across the way, or if the Pirates have something in their bag of tricks to try to neutralize the size differential.
You know, looking over the last 3 times, they've only played 3 times. The first time when the Pioneer beat the Pirates 2 years ago, that was the only game that was more than a 1-score game.
And that was a short, we were just talking about Nylander's foot, but it didn't seem like he was trying to go for that one. It seemed like he was trying to play a little trickeration and catch somebody off guard.
I think he was trying to put that one up in the air and allow maybe one of his defenders to come in and put some wood on somebody. But while that ball was hanging up, because your eyes is in the air right now, and you can be hit. This is a football field. So that is a great job of calling the fair catch and allowing yourself some room for number 14 there for the Pirates, Wendell.
Yeah, that's a very heady play from Oliver Wendell, just a sophomore. Very smart play out there. Quick pass right up the middle into the slot to number 5, Max Barish. And that quick pass attack by Pinckney continues to look solid and just on point as of right now.
Yeah, and it looks like the plays aren't those look-at-me plays where somebody's looking at the sideline. These are the quarterback going through his progressions and saying, yep, you're open. Nope, you're not. And he's picking the right one right now.
And it's quick, too. Like, it's lightning fast. He's assessing the situation, processing. Exactly right. So a lot of good things to say about Easton McLaughlin right now.
That's one of the things I always look at, footwork and decision-making and how fast you're making those decisions out of QB.
Well, and you just mentioned footwork. We'll see it a little bit here. Those feet are moving. He's got his guy up the middle. Off hands, though. I wonder if the Pioneers almost seem to come up with that one.
Oh, my goodness. That was right in the breadbasket of Knapp. And Nate Knapp right here. You can see him. He'll have a bubble cap on. And the ball will come right behind the receiver. And Knapp had it right in his hands all the way down to the ground.
Yeah, that's a bummer if you're one of those linebackers, but you don't see the ball coming at you that way
so fast.
Very often. It's coming in real fast. That's exactly right. Easton McLaughlin on that out, not so much of a quick tempo pass. He actually rolled out a little bit. Still good footwork moving forward, though.
You don't see, this is not a normal freshman QB.
McLaughlin there, another quick pass out to the middle, but I wonder if he wasn't quite ready for that. It was number 5, Barish again.
Yeah, I wonder if Barish felt some footsteps because it looks like he did a little alligator arm on this when it stops where the ball was being thrown to. It looked like Barish kind of put on the brakes.
Yeah, he
maybe.
definitely did. And there was no curl to that. It was just a straight up stop.
Yeah, it looked like a little, maybe both of them weren't just on the same pace.
Yeah, slight miscommunication, slight misunderstanding as to where everybody was going and what was happening there. Unfortunately, that'll bring up 4th down for the Pirates. There's that lefty boot away, and man, does that take a Pinckney roll. Goes out about the 16-yard line, and the Pioneers will have a lot of field in front of them, but still got to feel good about the defense they just put out there.
Yeah, I think that, Pioneers, you go right back to what got you here. Run the ball. Don't broke it if it ain't fixed, or try to fix it if it ain't broke. One of the two. I mean, but the Pioneers, that definitely, you were talking about momentum. I think they've gotten it back. I think they've really stole it back after that pickoff that Eli Marshall had. It's just been, okay, we're going to keep the ball on the ground, and we're going to pound it.
And you're right, absolutely zero reason to put the ball in the air. This should be I mean, you don't have to do just off tackle left, off tackle right, but just a variety of run plays is what I feel we're about to see.
That might have been a face mask. I saw some tissue on the field there.
Yeah, I think that was Tyrus Thompson. That might be the first. Yeah, there's definitely a flag down there. First flag of the second flag of the game now.
Thomas, the ball carrier.
Yeah, we're going to get a personal foul face mask, so that'll be a great first play of this drive for the Pie High. Let's see if we can see it in here coming through. See if his head turns a little bit. And it was right there. You saw the right hand of 18 up high. Man, that could have been the ear. That could have been the ear.
The ear, yeah, the ear, or maybe some of his hair on that side as well.
Could have been.
Nonetheless, that is exactly the type. 15-yard gain for the Pioneers on first down. Gets them away from that back end zone a little bit, opens up their playbook some more.
And keeps the clock moving. I mean, that's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to just keep the ball away from that McLaughlin quarterback.
And there's Lon. He's going to get in on the running action, picks up 6.
I'm sorry, but it looked almost like that ball got ripped out of there at the last second, and I was scared because it looked like Jax Raymond comes in. Let's watch 16. See him at the bottom of the picture? Watch him come in, and he's just searching out that football.
Wow. He ripped it, and maybe that ball is slick. I was saying it's cold, but it sure seemed like his knuckles just glided across that
right over
pigskin.
the top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the line's going to have to be real careful if those defenders are hawkish for the ball quite like that. Lon one more time to Eli Marshall. Marshall not a ton of space, but makes something out of nothing. Picks up a first down and then some.
Yeah, and it looked like, I thought there might have been a penalty because it looked like he was slammed to the ground after the end of the play on the out-of-bounds lines. Let's see. I mean, he beats the guys to the edge, and watch this. He gets down and he gets tackled out of bounds. Nah, not as much as bad as I thought from over at the first glance.
It definitely could have been worse. It almost seemed like it was on the trajectory to be real bad, and then kind of pulled off of it a little bit. Marshall, not the biggest kid around either, so a bigger player is going to grab him and make things look a little worse than it actually is. Man in motion out in front of Lon. Lon play action into number 14. Garrett Kowal. Kowal seems to be the receiver of choice for Lon right now.
Yeah, and Lon really threw a good ball here. He really gets his footwork into it and throws a good strike right in between the 1 and the 4.
Yeah, it was probably only a matter of time before we saw at least a little bit of play action to Caceres. He's every player on the Pirates should be dialed into him. So if he takes a step, you think they're going to jump forward on him, and maybe they can find something for him. And there was another probably an offside is what we'll say. Didn't look like anybody on the offensive line moved.
No, that was a great job of a hard count by Lon, and you can see that that's exactly what they're going for, an easy first down.
And you know something else about these Pioneers right now, they are adding in these little wrinkles as this game continues. It seemed like they were doing a lot of simple, fundamental, basic run plays, basic plays, but now they're going hard counts. Now they are doing a little bit of play action. They scored that long touchdown off some misdirection. So things are getting sprinkled in slowly throughout the course of this game. I really like that for the Pioneers.
Well, both sidelines have first-year head coaches, and you can see Coach Simpson at the beginning of the season, the offense was nowhere near this. You can see that they've really put some effort into getting the offense a little bit more oiled.
There's Caceres with a no-frills 8-yard run up the gut.
That's the best kind of run ever. I mean, everybody's just leaning forward. Look at those guys up front. When you see linemen going downfield like that, Conley is just ugly. I mean, he's out there doing business after the whistle a little bit too.
And I'll say this also about the offensive line. You know, you mentioned that it's way more fun to run block than pass block, but the few times that Lon has been forced to go back, he's had time.
Yeah, and this line has done a great job tonight.
Lon from the gun hands that one off to Thomas. Thomas from the backfield gets popped right at the 30. Man, he caught it, but he popped right back up, and it was that defender that was left laying on the ground.
Yeah, watch this one come in from the outside. You may want to keep this one on the outside. I usually say go north-south, but that's what the defender was thinking as well, too. Sometimes you fool me, sometimes you get fooled, and Dane Smith was the tackler on that one. He's one of the bigger Pirates out there as well.
Thomas shook it off quickly, though. I mean, he was ready to go. Got knocked down, popped right back up. All right, what's next?
Yeah, I believe one of the running backs coaches is Thomas, Cam Thomas. I wonder if they're related.
Very possibly. There's another one to Caceres, and Caceres breaks through another first down. Just easy money on third down, Eduardo Caceres.
He's like your uncle at a cookout because he's giving rides to all the kids. Jump on my back. I'll take you for a couple extra yards. He's just toying with these guys out there. Well over 100 yards here in the first half.
Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. And he's in next to Lon one more time. He's off and running. Coming down to the 2 minutes to go here in this first half. This half has went by real fast. Caceres couldn't break anything there.
A lot of people jumped on the ground. I didn't see a blue bag go down, but it did look like that ball came loose at the end because it looks like 55 came up with it, Conley. Let's see if this ball comes loose before. Oh, yeah, you can see 68 rip that one through. And you can see him pull it away, and everybody hit the ground. Schneider was the defender on that play. Good job, though, by 58 of falling on that and keeping possession. And Garcia's been all over.
That's a rare miscue from Caceres if he gave that up. But a great job of Brock Schneider ripping that ball away.
And you can see Garcia coming up with it. Was that Garcia? No, that's Conley coming up with it. I think Conley actually missed the block that had precipitated that strip. So he better come up with it.
Right, made up for it. Like that's my bad. Let me pick that up. Let me figure that out. And that says something about this offensive line and the mentality, right? I made a mistake, but I'm not going to sit there and hang my head. Nope. I'm not gonna swear at myself. I just need to stay in the play and do the next right thing.
Play to the whistle, right?
Once again, Brock Schneider. If I've ever heard of a lineman, if there's a lineman name out there, Brock Schneider is it.
Yeah, that's Brock.
2nd and 12 now for the Pioneers. Handoff, Caceres. Caceres nowhere to go again. These Pinckney Pirates have closed the gap for those D linemen, and they're going to bring up 3rd and 10 with 90 seconds to go here in this first half.
Yeah, I'd play the clock here. Let this one go all the way down almost to the 40-second amount off of the play clock, and then call your timeout if you're Pioneer.
Yeah, I'm poking my head around the corner. Pioneers got 2 timeouts still?
Yeah.
Yeah, use them, exactly. There's Lon, play action up the middle to his man, number 11, Toby Calais. Great play action pass and a touchdown for the Pioneers, and confetti going nuts. Go crazy, kids, over in the Pi High student section. You're smiling. You like that play.
I love that play.
You like that play.
I love this call because you've been running and running and running. You and I are up here. Oh, Caceres is going to get this ball. You know, they're going to run the clock now. No, great call on the offense for Pioneers. This play action wide open up the gut. That is just amazing. And another successful kick. And look at Lon running to the sideline. He is excited.
Well, and Calais got to his spot fast, too. He got up the field really quickly, in my opinion, in my thoughts there.
I think so.
Yeah, so a great job by Toby Calais to be in the right spot. Great job by Lon, as you said, just right there. You can see him going to the sideline. He's stoked. Everybody for Pioneer is extremely happy about where they're at. But the Pirates got 109 to maybe do something.
A little bit of time, couple timeouts, and you got a passing quarterback. But going back to that catch, Calais, that's the biggest thing you got going on. That ball's in the air, and you're like, get to me, get to me, get to me. I'm open. And he had to make sure that he corralled that one in because he was wide open.
And that's it, too, right? It's the 1 foot in front of the other, the 1 step at a time. Got to catch it, got to turn, and then make that run to the end zone. But you're right. He knew that if he catches this, I'm going to turn around, and it's just going to be nothing but green.
Well, the safety took a step up off the play action, so it's great work there by Lon.
Nylander with the pop-up again. And the Pirates I wonder if they were just unsure of what to do with that. I think initially they were saying, let's let this go out and get that extra yardage, but it didn't go out.
It didn't go out. That ball's tricky in the air like that.
And now I've got to dive on this from behind with my momentum going the same way as the momentum as the ball, and that was, if you're the Pirates.
And check this out. All you want to do as Pioneer is you want them to think you might get a turnover here, but you definitely don't want their playmakers to touch the ball. So you did a great job of execution on that play, special teams.
And that's the second time we've seen the Pioneers go to that little maneuver, that little trick, and they're executing it really, really well. So it'll be up to the Pirates if they find themselves in the situation again to try to figure out a way around that thing. McLaughlin there, looking around, cuts up the field, then slides, I think, just short of the first down.
Yeah, but I think he answered your question about his feet. What a great job of stepping up into the pocket and climbing the ladder here. And watch the pressure just collapse on the outside of him. He'll step up into the pocket, and then he just gets as much as he can, get down to the ground, and we'll get a timeout on the play, it looks like. Was this a penalty? It does. It looks like they're calling a holding.
Oh, wow.
On the...
It looks like on Pinckney. I never saw a flag. I never saw a yellow flag. Unless it went right at the 30 and blended in.
Yeah, they're trying to yell to the sideline of who that was on, but you saw McLaughlin take a beeline over to Coach West to get the next call. And in between that is when the officials got together and decided to, hey, we got some cheerleaders from the Pirates out there.
And that's, to put it mildly, a massive bummer for Pinckney and McLaughlin, because they were ready to move forward, and now with 58 seconds yet, they're going to throw the ball. I was going to say, I'm curious if they'll just run the ball.
Now timeout, Pioneer.
Man,
now
just
time
a massive sack on McLaughlin, and he might be a little shaken up.
Why aren't they calling the timeout? You got two of them. Call timeout, Pioneer. Call timeout, Pioneer.
I wonder if the Pioneers are just satisfied to go into half with where they're at. Man, Napier came in like a man with his head on fire.
Well, that's his swim move. You saw him swimming to the quarterback, and he just put a dunk on the quarterback. And I'm really curious why Pioneer isn't putting pressure on the Pirates by calling a timeout and making them snap the ball, because Pinckney's going to just let this one go all the way down and not give Pioneer a chance to snap the ball again.
Oh, 100%. And I believe Pinckney gets the ball at half, don't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
So Pioneer is clearly happy with where things are at. I mean, as they should be.
Why not? You're going in with the lead at home, and you've not made too many negative plays outside of this one. Wow, that's going to give them an extra play, because that is a defensive penalty if they call it on the defense. Are they going to?
You might get offsetting penalties on this, because a lot of flags came in. There's an awful lot of discussion. Or we just might get multiple penalties on the Pioneers, too.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Oh, here we go. Unsportsmanlike, probably. Oh, personal foul. Not that way, please. All right, one the other way? On the other way?
No, that's the only one. Well, he's calling first down, but there's no time left on the clock.
Well, it'll be first down off of the penalty, and then they'll have an untimed down. This is when the quarterback just heaves it deep, right? But McLaughlin is on the sideline. It doesn't look like he's going to come back in.
I don't think anybody's going to come back in. It looks like the Pirates are just conceding this last down, and I think the Pioneers are kind of over it, obviously, by not calling their timeouts. And I think Pinckney's more than happy to just go into their locker room, warm up a bit, and then come back out with some fresh legs, some fresh eyes. As we mentioned, they're going to receive the kickoff in the second half. We'll see what the second half holds coming up next at CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Here's your halftime announcer, Henry Blackson Picola.
Hello, my name is Andre Anderson, and I'm the police chief of the Ann Arbor Police Department. You know, each year, millions of sports fans transverse to our city to watch football. We want to be your place of destination. Thank you for being here, and thanks for being part of a winning culture.
Hi, I'm Deputy Chief Patrick McGuire. Are you looking for great drinks and a cold beverage? The Main Street Social District is a great place to explore our downtown area while enjoying an alcoholic beverage. There's also lots of great tailgates in the stadium area. Just remember, outside of the Social District, open alcohol is prohibited on public streets and sidewalks.
Hi, I'm Deputy Chief Jason Forsberg. From where to park to how to get around on game day, we've made it easy. Here's a QR code to help you navigate the city and provide helpful information as you travel to and from Michigan Stadium.
Tech ball is a sport that is played on a curved table. You can use any part of the body but your hands.
It's kind of like a ping pong table, but it's a little bit curved to allow for like more rallies with a bigger ball. It's basically ping pong and soccer mixed together.
You can play it as a singles or doubles. The idea is to hit the other side of the table, and each side has an opportunity to touch the ball 3 times. Failing to retrieve the ball within those 3 touches, other side gets a point.
To be able to play something like that, like so casually and effortlessly without needing like a big field or anything, was great. And also the added like complexity of having to abide by ping pong rules was really fun.
Back in 2023, there was some communications between Tech Ball USA and Parks and Recreation staff. The idea was not only to bring something new to the community, but also an opportunity for Tech Ball USA to grow the sport. So they decided to donate 2 tables for us. One is at Olson Park, the other one is here at Fuller Park. We chose these locations because this is where we have our premier soccer fields.
This is like perfect because it's super low commitment. You can just walk up to the park with a ball and just play with each other. And I know some friend groups like mine are like super competitive, and this is like something perfect for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pioneer Marching Band. Tonight, for our final home game of the season, we're rewinding to the era of iPods, flip phones, MySpace pages, and frosted tips. The Pioneer Marching Band, under the direction of Mr. Elliot Hart and Mr. Henry Flax McKellar, proudly present a dial-up internet throwback show celebrating the music of the 2000s. Tonight's show is very special as we welcome the members of Concert Band White, who are joining Concert Purple and Symphony on the field for tonight's halftime show. This also marks the last show for your class of 2026. Let's give them a round of applause. And now, we open up tonight's set on the West Coast at the end of the 2000s. Released by Katy Perry, California Girls became an anthem of summer, topping the Billboard charts with its bright synths, beach vibes, and candy-colored pop sound. So grab your sunglasses and let's hit the beach. Here's California Girls. up for our main man on the podium, our drum major, Michael Wu. Next, we take it back to a little bbefore Y2K, the year 1997, when the Walkman was still supreme. Whenever you heard it on Top 40 Radio, the MTV hit show Total Request Live, or on your Windows 98 computer, you knew this was from the British band Chumbawamba. Their explosive hit, Tub Thumpin', became a sports anthem around the world from the Premier League to the Super Bowl. All right, you've got mail, and it looks like it's from your drum major of the Pioneer Bands, Michael Wu. And now, in his game here is Tub Thumpin'. Download a car, but many of you downloaded this next song fresh off of iTunes or LimeWire. Released in 2008, Coldplay's Viva La Vida blended orchestral swings with rock and poetry and became the band's first #1 hit in the US, winning Grammy First Song of the Year. Very quickly, let's give a quick shout out to our next drum major, Jack Potow. And now the Pioneer Marching Band playing under the stadium lights, Viva La Vida. Senior band parents, make your way close to the field. And senior band parents, make your way close to the field. And to close out our 2000s tribute, we crank up the volume with the Black Eyed Peas. Released in 2006 and produced by will.i.am, Pump It takes the famous surf rock melody from Dick Dale's Miserlou and launches it into overdrive with hip-hop, brass, and high-speed energy. You might remember it from the early days of YouTube, those Nike commercials, or that one kid's iPod Nano he passed around the bus. All right, now turn it up and pump it louder. Here's Pump It. And now, the Pioneer Bands would like to honor the 26 seniors of the class of 2026 and their parents. Our 26 for 26. When I call their name, they will step forward and accept your applause. Starting with Veda Joshi, Jayanth Bala, Noel Clark, Paris Duncan, Jake Edwards, Ash Falgren, Sydney Fletcher, Hayden Helms, Nathaniel Hong, Addison Jackson, Kabir Jha, Minji Hong, Elijah Mackman Levinson, Joe Oak, Clara Paulson, Abby Portinga, Jordan Reingold, Ben Riggs, Nina Rosenswag, Amani Sinogo, Gabriel Weintraub, Zoran Barbawala, Lauren Wright, your drum major, Michael Wu, Liu Zhu, and Si-Hoon Yu. The Pioneer Bands would also like to recognize these seniors not on the field tonight: Andrew Ayala and Tova Weiss. Let's give it up for the 26, your Pioneer Band seniors. And now, for the last time this season, ladies and gentlemen, your Pioneer Marching Band. The Pioneer Marching Band would like to thank the parents of the Pioneer Band Association for their support of tonight's halftime show. We would also like to thank the football players, coaches, and families for their incredible support and teamwork this season.
Olson Park is a 54-acre parcel that is jointly owned by the City of Ann Arbor and the Washtenaw County Water Resources Commissioner, located on the corner of Duvaron Road and Pontiac Trail south of M14. The site's main feature is a pond that was constructed to manage stormwater for the northeast area. This park has preserved existing natural features, including the wetlands, woods, the creek and pond, while providing recreational facilities, fields, as well as a dog park. The athletic fields and a large shelter with electricity are available for use by permit. A basketball court, a rock climbing playground, and swings are also located in the park. The park also features single-track mountain bicycle trails suitable for beginner and intermediate level riding, with some higher intermediate areas. A trail map is provided at the marked trailhead, including instructions for direction of travel on the trails and general rules for all who use the trails. During extremely wet conditions or spring thaw, help prevent trail erosion by avoiding non-paved trails. All trails within the park are open to multi-use. There is also a paved pedestrian pathway that loops around the pond. For more information, visit a2gov.org/parks.
Holloway Field right there on a crisp Friday evening. Pioneers ready to kick off the second half action here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant. Kevin, tell me about that first half like I didn't see it.
Well, I mean, it started off well and ended well for Pioneer as far as Eduardo Caceres is concerned. Give me the ball, running up and down the field, highlighted by that huge 78-yard run in the first half. And then the Pioneers, kind of got a little bit out of the game plan and then jumped back into it in the latter part of that second quarter with a couple good touchdown passes.
Yeah, 21 unanswered for the Pioneers, and now it's up to Pinckney to try to get themselves back in it, and they're going off script a little bit with a run play outside back in. Henry Taub with his longest run of the night gets to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Sean Garcia put a big hit on the end there. We've said Sean Garcia's name a couple times tonight, and I can see why you're walking like that. Wait until you see this replay and this big pop at the end. But like you said, Nick, getting on the outside, love the way the running back puts the ball on the opposite side of the defenders. Boom. You go down when Garcia's going over you like that.
Yeah, Garcia put it on him and just looked at him after he hit him too. Shouldered him to the ground, bodied him, looked at him, and turned around and walked up to 50. Garcia has played some tough football tonight, but Taub still got that first down.
Oh, and Taub's now found his way over to the trainer's table on the sideline.
And a bunch of flags fly prior to the snap, false start, and that's going to take a little bit away from a nice start from the Pirates. They'll get pushed back 5.
Interesting call there. The official came in at the end and said that was not a false start, that it was an offsides on the Pioneers. So it looked like the officials didn't get together and talk before the ref looked at the press box and gave the quick false start. Man, you can see Taub
Yeah,
over here.
now the ball's getting. I was just going to say, but the ball isn't going anywhere. There it is. There's the 5 yards for Pinckney. And Pinckney's got something going all of a sudden right now. They're in Pioneer territory. That first play looked really nice for them. Now they're back on the pass attack. Outside quick pass as per usual. Jace Carlson. First time we've talked about Jace this evening. Another flag coming in late.
Well,
and the Pioneers. And there's another one coming in.
Somebody might be leaving the playing field on that second one. Number 45 was still talking. And I think Nathan Knapp was still talking with the official. And the official was digging deep in his pocket, really looking for that flag before he tossed it.
I know where we at here, right? 11:10 to go, so 50 seconds have rolled off this clock. It might be timeout time for the Pioneers. Get all my dudes over here, and there's Taub. We were just talking about him. He's going to the table. Maybe just
that
kind of
big hit from Garcia put him over there.
And
but you're right, Nick. I think something right now needs to slow down for the Pioneers because they're letting this Pinckney team get back into this game with these penalties, these post-possession penalties, too.
Yeah, as my father-in-law, the great coach from John Glenn, would say, you need to shake yourself. And that's what the Pioneers need to do right now. They need to get over. They need to shake themselves and figure everything out and get back on the right side of things. There's a lot of chatting going on over there. Here we'll see the first one. Personal foul. It's going to be on the Pioneers. So that'll be an extra 15 yards.
And one more. Personal foul. Oh, unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike.
And let's don't see this. Okay, good. I was hoping we didn't see the hook sign.
Right.
Yeah, because the last game of the season, you don't want to see anyone spend that time in the locker room.
Yeah, that'd be not a great situation. Not a great way to start this game for the Pioneers, or the start of the second half for the Pioneers. So that is an awful lot of yardage walking off, unearned yardage by the Pirates, but they will take it. As they are about to scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the 11. They can still get a first down, and they've got a lot of different plays they can go with, and they're going to go with the old QB. I'm sorry, that's Logan Tuttle that was right out of the Wildcat. They ran that.
I was nodding when you said that because it looked like McLaughlin was over to the right side, and look at that. You see him to the right side, and you might want to keep that play in your back pocket to see the quarterback go over to the side and maybe catch a pass out of the backfield.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and I wonder if the Pirates do have that little wrinkle in it. I wonder if they run that out a little bit just to try some different things. You're right, McLaughlin though back under center here in a moment from the gun. Pinckney continues with that spread offense, trying to do their best offensive line against a big Pioneer D-line. McLaughlin looking into the corner, up, fighting for it. Ball continues in the air, tipped, I believe, intercepted by the Pioneers, though. And there's flags everywhere. Flags at the spot of the interception, flags upfield. Still to this point, Marshall has not been brought down. I don't think this TD is going to stand.
No, because the first penalty flag is right where he picked it off at, on the 4-yard line. The second one looked like it was at midfield, maybe post-possession, a block in the back or something, but everybody's walking back upfield.
Yeah, I think even Marshall knows, like, all right, I got to get down there and get back on defense.
And he's winded. He just ran a 100-yard dash. I'd take my helmet off too.
Yeah, he might have to go over there and get a little oxygen. I don't think he's going to be on this play. And so we'll probably get called for him being a little handsy down there where this all started, yeah?
Yeah, that ball was in the air for a long time. I would be surprised if it wasn't pass interference.
Yeah, and that's the initial indication right now.
Is he asking the Pirates, do they really want this? Is he really asking the sideline, do you want to accept this?
Here we can see, like you said, McLaughlin takes a couple of steps back, airs it out, very arcing. We had number 12 from the Pioneers there.
Yeah, and I think that is, again, we said Tedla. I think that's Tedla because that's Tedla. We said that jersey got turned off, and it was a holding. One penalty was accepted, the other one was
Pass
declined.
interference is called on Pioneer.
Yeah, you can see Tedla just trying to work the receiver out of bounds. And you can force him out, but you can't do it that way.
Right, and I feel like the problem really started with Easton McLaughlin there. That was a forced throw going into that. It wasn't deep enough. It was forced. He's had 2 defenders on him. He was expecting a lot from these receivers that, as we've mentioned all night, aren't the biggest kids around.
Yeah, but you did say he is a freshman, so he's learning on the fly here. That is a ball in the future he'll probably throw out of the end zone.
And now after all of that, Chain Gang down low has the 2 up. They say second down, but I don't think that's correct. It should be first and goal from the 8-ish. Actually, it looks like they're starting closer. Yeah, about the 8. No, that's
Wildcat.
right. And there it is, direct snap to one of their running backs. That's number 22, I believe, Andrew Buchanan. Have we said his name yet tonight?
Nah, I don't think so, but number 2 is jogging back there. Taub is jumping back in the backfield now, so I'm assuming he might be getting rocked next time. But watch this. You again see McLaughlin go over and fade over to the right. So that's the second time. Wow, that was a violent takedown.
It really was. So, yeah, you're right. That's the second time they've run that play. Different person under the Wildcat, but the second time you see McLaughlin go right, you got to think
there's something off of that play.
Yes, exactly right.
Especially when you have a coach that's a former quarterback, and he's definitely going to be calling the play for his position, right?
Yeah, that's a great call. He knows the glory of that play. And here we are again, McLaughlin may or may not. Yeah, here we go. McLaughlin technically under center. That's a handoff to Taub. Taub trying to find his way around, but I wonder if something happened with his leg or his knee before he got tackled. He stood upright and stopped dead. He's shaking it right there. I wonder if he got a little Charlie horse in there.
Yeah,
or
but
hopefully it's only a Charlie horse.
Well, you know who's in on the play again? 58. Look at Sean Garcia once again. He comes in and just gets that right ankle. And he did a number on that right ankle because Todd didn't put that foot back down on the ground.
Yeah, Garcia's a disruptor. He's played disruptor all night. Yeah, Taub looks like he's in a bit of pain there. Hopefully, like I said, it's just a blown tire. Hopefully it is just a little bit of a chuck wagon. Because the way that he was running and then stood upright, like he just couldn't do it anymore.
It was like one of those non-contact injuries almost, but there was a little bit of contact. And you never want to see that type of play. I'm glad to see him walk off because a lot of times in sports, when you see somebody go down like that, that's an Achilles injury.
Yeah. No, and carried off by 2 players. Then you saw his teammate come in at the end, but he's standing up just fine now. So I think that is probably just that tight hamstring.
So did we decide if that was first down, and then did they mark that supposed to be? Because it was second, and
I don't know what we decided. I know what I decided.
I mean, on the penalty, it had to be, right? But it does say on third down on the board. And
Chain Gang says third, too.
And it does say third. So third and 3.
We're forced to go with all of that right now. Third down, still goal.
And what do we have a stoppage for here now? Linesman is saying something to the ref. We didn't mention these guys in the first half, did we?
For as fast and as smooth as that first half went, this first 2 minutes of the
None. It sounds almost like it is, almost the first game of the year as opposed to the final game of the year.
Right. You're not in mid-season form right now. You're in early stages.
Or maybe it was the referees. Let's blame it on the stripes. Because they seem to have lost control. After we a couple plays ago, we said the official made one call and they had to change it, and now we're having something going on the sideline. It looks like it has something to do with the Pinckney sideline.
Yeah, the officials talking to
that Coach
head
West,
coach and offensive coordinator, I believe.
I can even hear the fans saying, let's go. So, I mean, somebody's cold out there.
Right. It just occurred to me, we've done a lot of chit-chatting here in the last actual 2.5 minutes, and there's not been a lot of football going on.
And you're stealing all the momentum out of the Pirates right now, so I know Pioneer is not really worried about that because the Pirates are just all standing out on the field. They don't know what's going on. I'm an offensive coach. I'm bringing my players to the sideline and trying to get a quick chatting.
Well, totally that. I would assume that the Pioneers would want to do that. In more interesting news, it feels like the Chain Gang has moved their number 4.
Ooh.
Whereas the clock is still saying 3. Gang
You would
is
think
also maybe moving the line of scrimmage currently down there as well. It's just a little bit out of frame of your shot there. But
yeah,
at least we've got a nice close-up of the official. So, head official just had a long chat with the Pinckney sideline. Now he's going to go over to the Pioneer sideline. A much quicker chat this time around, which I'm fine with.
Boy,
and I would
this is the third halftime, right?
So down on the field, Chain Gang says 4th down. So we got 4th and goal from the 6. And after all of that, a slant pass up the middle, caught for a touchdown, Max Barish. And after all of that talking, we're going to have to keep talking, but at least now we're talking about some football and a play.
Yeah, and boy, I don't know who got cold on this play. Was it the offense, defense, or the fans? But it looks like Marshall, who ran up the field last time, allowed the open release of the receiver on the inside. No help, though, from the linebackers. Nobody in there. You can see 45 was trailing, trying to get into the play.
Yeah, we've seen Pinckney run this play more than a few times already this tonight, and they've got that slant gap run into the middle down.
Oh, they exploited that defense.
Yep, and now they're going for 2. Quick out to the corner, up high, but deflected away, getting into the corner. That post pass, no go for Pinckney. That's their second failed attempt on a 2-point conversion, and now down to 9.
I think that's
score territory for the Pirates.
I think
a lot
that
of game left.
Isaac Henley back there at the back of the end zone to break that play up, and that was huge to keep this at a 2-score game. A lot of hands is going on there. You got 2 officials just looking at all of that and said, man, not enough to call a play.
And I think that maybe, hopefully, the idea with all these officials is now maybe there's something unspoken amongst them. Let's hold off on the penalties. Let's keep the laundry in our pockets. Let these kids play. Let's something egregious. And let's get it out of hand.
And that's what I was
thinking. You're right. There was a little bit of handsiness there between Silco and the defender, but it wasn't anything that was life-threatening.
And no one either got an advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of looked like it was a stalemate push-up. Pioneer, be alert for this onside kick.
Well, but even if that's the case, do you think they squib it low to that front row, or are they going to try something like Nylander's been doing and try
bubble.
to ice out that second row players who really isn't used to that type of attention on a kickoff? There it is. Just over that first grouping. On one knee, takes it there. Yeah, they're going to say that his knee was down. He took that in, Toby Colias did, on the ground.
Yeah, and it was a good job of putting a receiver right there in that position. Almost their hands team. So good job of Coach Simpson putting his players in the right position.
Yeah, that was the perfect opportunity for some sort of kickoff shenanigans, and the Pioneers coaching staff put their players in the correct spot.
It's been a while since we've seen this Pioneer offense.
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever. Still 8:32 to play in this third quarter. Line out there, he's got 2 backs flanking him left and right, and I believe that's Thomas that gets the ball, and he runs into that defensive line of the Pirates.
And you can see right now the Pirates, they're excited. They're bouncing around, they're jumping around, they're back into the game mentally, and that's huge for a young team.
Yeah, and we were joking a little bit at halftime. It was a little bit of a longer halftime going. We saw the Pioneer marching band, but the Pioneers, they came out with a good 5, 6, 7 minutes left, maybe to see their friends, their family in the marching band. Pinckney stayed in that locker room till the very last moment. There's a screen pass out to Thomas. Thomas makes some guys miss, and now he's got space out in front of him. Headlong into number 5 for Pinckney. Max Barish, who just caught that touchdown, then just caught a little bit of Thomas on that tackle.
Now check out this. Watch 58 at the bottom of the play here. Is this a hold? Right there. Is that a hold? Is that a hold?
I mean, there's no flag on the play, so no.
Perfect answer, my friend. Unless the official calls it a hold, it is not a hold. Because you can call that on every play.
Once again, we've seen some handsiness, but I think unless there's anything egregious happening, we're not going to get that. I hope.
I like that.
Because this has been a fun game, and there's Eduardo Caceres, who's helped to make this a super fun game. That first half was fun. It was back and forth. There were big splash plays. There were long extended drives. There's a lot to like for both of these offenses. Here's Caceres one more time.
And look at that. He didn't get touched until he got to the third level of the defense. I mean, that's, again, we go back to what has powered this Pioneer team, and it's been the guards and the tackle and that center bellers. Offensive line have been working in unison tonight, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. What wasn't a beautiful thing was the first 4 minutes of this half. It was the exact opposite of what we were just talking about. And there's a trip up right behind the line of scrimmage. Isaac Henley seemed to be away and off and running, but got tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. And this has been a couple of really nice plays by this Pinckney D-line.
Watch this crackback block. It's almost almost a block in the back there, but he was blocked so well that the legs of number 11, Smith, tackles the running back, Thomas.
Might have got tripped on his own dude down there. 6:18 to go here in this third quarter. Third down critical, in my opinion. Third down for the Pioneers. They need to get a first down here. And that one pops up. Lon comes down with it before getting swung and tossing that.
I don't see any penalties, but is that intentional grounding?
I think they'll say that he was outside the pocket and that's an incomplete pass, but that also could have easily been a fumble, right? It didn't seem like his arm was going forward.
Because the way he was getting slung to the ground, it looked like at the last minute, Lon just decides to just chuck it. Yeah. And it was like an underhand toss. But as long as that arm is moving forward, it is going to be considered a pass.
But I guess it started to move forward, but it was tough to see any sort of forward motion. It almost looked like his momentum of his body slung that forward. So that, again, that very easily could have been, well, anything bad could have happened there.
Well, that was
could have been a penalty, could have been an interception, could have been a fumble, but luckily he got away and that was it. And now the Pioneers are going to play the position game and punt this one away.
Great bounce.
Great bounce and then a great stop. Pioneers wisely wait for that thing to roll down about the 9-yard line. And if Pinckney wants to get back in this, they're going to have a long way to go.
Long way to go, and they're down 9. But it's so much time on this clock. They're feeling good about themselves, and that's something to be said about that momentum we keep talking about, is when you're feeling good about yourself, everything doesn't have to go in the right direction for you. That confidence that is going through your body is telling you. Love that prism on that light shining off of the light tower, off of that camera. Look
glorious, there it is. Outstanding job by our camera operators down there. And previously we talked about, like, man, it's been a while since we've seen Pioneers offense. So that just means the Pioneers defense has been on the field a lot.
Yeah, and they've been playing almost some catch-up when you see McLaughlin get that ball out so fast to his receivers. Be alert if you're Pioneer, because they're so close to the offensive line. One missed tackle, and it's a house call.
Inside handoff, Logan Tuttle.
Tuttle
initially went right, tried to cut it back left, but that D-line swallowed him up. It looked like he had a hole, but he was brought in. Is that Garcia? One more time, Garcia, the disruptor.
Huge, all over the field.
He was trying to, he might have even seen Garcia specifically and tried to juke away, and Garcia with that long reach grabbed him and slowed him down enough for his fellow lineman to grab onto him.
Yeah, Garcia has like an iron claw. I mean, when he grabs a hold of you, you're not getting loose.
Yeah, Garcia's strong. Garcia's tough. I think we see number 71 in the center
Kirkland?
there as well. Yeah, Wyland Kirkland. We mentioned him. We saw him trot out at halftime. That's a big kid. That's 320 pounds in a 5'10 frame. Listed 5'10.
Yeah.
He's probably
listed
not that tall.
320.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Quick pass opportunity there, but great job on the play, defensive play there by Garrett Kwok.
Yeah, and coming up and doing a good job, you know, on that defense. Tedla, I love how Tedla gets in there because he just had that penalty called on him on the opposite end of the field, being handsy. And like you said, you stay and continue to do what you're going to do. Is that a flag?
That is a flag. Nobody's even close to the line of scrimmage. Pinckney hasn't even broken their huddle yet, so I'm interested to see what this is. They're pointing at the Pioneers sideline.
This
Pioneers side.
This is third down, right?
Yes, 3rd and 8, allegedly.
This will be a killer if it's a personal foul, unsportsmanlike. Unsportsmanlike.
It's on the defense.
Man, I mean, the ref threw it, right? So,
yes.
So what occurred, what could have occurred to precipitate that call from the ref who's behind your offense?
Right, he's so far away.
He couldn't even heard anything.
Right, again, the Pinckney huddle was just off in the back huddling up, so I'm really curious. I mean, it would have to have, in theory, something would have had to have been shouted pretty loud directly at someone.
Wow, that's interesting.
Pinckney now, first set of downs, topped at the line of scrimmage. Ball was up in the air for what probably felt like an eternity for McLaughlin.
Yeah, when those balls go in the air like that, you as a quarterback, you're hoping that anybody knocks the ball around.
So Garcia made some sort of gesture. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a bad gesture, but he was the only one kind of moving. Like maybe he was saying something. Maybe he said something to that line judge back there.
It looks like he was pointing towards the bench area when he threw the flag.
Maybe he was.
His eyeballs were looking directly to the sideline.
That's possible too. Well, back to the field, 2nd and 10, and another flag coming out.
This would be a conventional easy one. False start.
There's the false start. Yep.
We've had a lot of unsportsmanlike and personal foul calls in this game, and we're only 5 minutes into the third quarter. That's not good.
Yes. No, it's not. And again, just a, for lack of a better term, a vibe killer for this game, right? There's so much to like about both of these offenses. They're both a lot of fun, especially Pinckney plays that rhythm offense, and there is zero rhythm to this game. This is like me out on the dance floor at a wedding. No rhythm, baby. None. Bad. Bad times. There's McLaughlin. Finds his man up the middle. If there's one thing that this Pinckney offense has, it is that slant pass in the middle.
And
it's always there.
Well, you have a quarterback or a coach as a quarterback, and he knows everybody's defending the outside. So where can you really exploit? Over the middle, and time again, that is exactly what is going on. Is this another penalty?
It is. It's right behind the Pinckney
roughing. They
huddle
call it
again.
Roughing
the passer?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that might have been on Napier, maybe. But man, that was a late flag.
Yes, extremely late. If that's on the play, that came in. I mean, the play was long over. I mean, Napier came in, he hit him maybe a little high is the idea.
Yeah, but you still didn't see the flag come until after the huddle was almost broken.
No, everybody, not only was the play done, everybody was up, everybody was off, and everybody was away. That's a very interesting call. Let's see.
This game is off the
Pirates
tracks,
can
man.
get back into this one. Quick pass to the outside. Caught by Jace Carlson, his second catch of the half.
And you
tried to break free and make something happen, couldn't quite get there.
You can see the blocking from this play because it is like a dive play for the Pirates. They run this play so often and so frequently that everybody knows the timing of going out, putting a helmet into the chest of a defender just to see if we can crack this one.
Yeah, Henley and Calais did a nice job of keeping their heads on a swivel and sticking with that, fighting through a couple of blocks upfield. Like you said, everybody on Pinckney's team knows where there's head in those blocks, and those two players did a nice job sticking with it and making those tackles. Handoff up the gut. Pinckney only needs a few here on second down. They get a few more. The third and pretty darn short upcoming here.
And again, right up the middle. I mean, it's good play calling right now, and you're not seeing the same play over and over again, but you're not seeing, any weird plays. It seems like they're just in the playbook, these Pirates.
Yeah, they seem like they've got their few sets that they like, and there's a lot of little tweaks, a lot of variations on all of those sets. But when everything starts at its base, those fundamentals are there, then you can open things up and put wrinkles in these different plays. And here we see a little bit of wrinkle right now. We might have that wildcat one more time where you had the quarterback off to the right, but that did not go that they wanted it to.
No, you can see Garcia and Newman come in and just collapse this play from the left side of the defense, and nobody was fooled by that shuffling in the backfield.
No, brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So we'll have 4th and 4 officially. I feel like it's 4th and a short 4.
Yeah, and this is a gutsy call to go for it, the way your team has been playing on the defense. Pioneer really hasn't gotten a lot of going for them here in the second half on offense. Interesting call here.
No, and I go back to something that again, Chuck Gordon had told me and some other coaches told me. I love the play and I love my players. And I think that's what we're going to see here. He definitely has a lot of faith in these kids.
So they went hard count to begin to see if anybody was jumpy, and then they called the timeout. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't see a punt team come out. Yeah, and that wasn't even a really good hard count. I mean, no kind of action, no kind of motion off of it to get the defense antsy before that hard count and a quick timeout after. Oh, look at the water boy down there, man.
He's working hard. He's working hard. He's working harder than me.
He's double-fisted down there. He's got hands full of water, man.
Also like me at a wedding. That's exactly like it right there.
Exciting events.
Yeah, now it looks like they're in a punt formation, just what we're talking about. Unfortunately, that is going to cost Pinckney a precious timeout here in the second half when timeouts are very, very coveted.
They may be at a premium. You're right.
Pioneers looking alert for the fake.
I think that's Marshall back to receive the punt. He's already looking it away. He's eking up. Just get away, Elijah. Get away from that thing, man. Don't take any chances. He did like a little head fake towards it, which
he's a playmaker, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true, and I think that was less of a I'm actually making a move for this, and more of a let's see what the defense does if I do this move. But still, man, that's dangerous. That makes me twitchy if I'm a special teams coach.
You know what would make me twitchy if I'm on the defense for the Pirates is if Caceres gets his hands on the ball.
Yeah,
that's something that Pioneer needs to get back to. There's been a lot of trickery and things going away from what got you here. This kid is over 150 yards on the ground. Let's just keep what got us here.
And to my eyes, I do not see Eduardo Caceres out there currently. Line from the gun, empty backfield as a whole. Jet sweep run coming around the corner. There is Isaac Henley. Henley dives forward after a gain of 8.
Logan Rokowski on the tackle there, and you can see Rokowski come over and just did a great job of watching come straight down the line here. 18 beats Sam Frost off of the block and didn't try to chase the player, meet him where he's going.
Yep. Wait, he could anticipate where that play was going. Exactly right, and he met him there. Great call.
Timeout.
We got a timeout, I believe, by the Pioneers.
Yeah, and this is probably called by Eduardo. Eduardo is calling his own timeout to say, Coach, I need the ball. I haven't
That's what he
had
should
the
be saying.
ball.
Yeah, you can see Caceres coming off there, walking with Craig Newman, another one of the backs.
What a season.
Yeah, no timeouts for us. There was just sport after sport after sport.
And I really like that last soccer game you guys did. The tie, Huron is still playing in this postseason. You know, the Skyline put up a great effort that match. And we know Chris Morgan is going to bring out a squad.
Skyline scored first in that one, and Huron was playing catch-up most of that game. They were fortunate to get that 1-1 tie, but you said it. We're late in October, and your River Rats are in the state semifinals as of right now. Look at those guys. They're looking good.
Halloween scary.
All right, second and short, upcoming man in motion. Marshall, a little trickeration, misdirection out in front of the actual handoff. And if that is Caceres, he is barreling forward to get that first down.
Yeah, and just like I said earlier, he just puts everybody on his back and he plays big brother. And he just takes everybody for a little bit of a ride, folks.
And if I'm not mistaken, that is the exact play that he broke for 70 yards in that first half.
And why, change it up? I mean, this guy runs north and south hard, and it rewards those big guys up front for doing their work.
And you're winning. You're ahead. You're up by 9 right now. There's a minute to play in this third quarter. You want that clock to keep running. Yeah, give it to your senior. Give it to your veteran. And I wonder if there was just some early times. There's another long run by Caceres. I mean, just picking up chunks of yards, acres of yards.
Yeah.
Is Eduardo Caceres.
And, he is really sinking this pirate ship. The way that he is just stepping through them and just putting holes in the bow. I mean, this guy is really doing work. And again, just keep giving him the rock.
I cannot believe you've held on to that this long.
Sorry.
If it were me, I would have fired that off in the second quarter. Man.
Fire it off. I like you.
All right, 30 seconds to go here in this third quarter. 2nd and 3. More Caceres for your viewing pleasure. First down and then some into Pirate territory.
It's nice that I'm smiling up here because this is what you do at the end of the season. You reward the guys that have gotten you here, and the big guys up front have really done the yeoman's work tonight. They're putting on a show. Caceres, it's easy to be the co-star when your offensive line is doing such a great job up front.
Just massive holes, right? And because props to Caceres for finding those holes and being patient to find them. But that's the thing, he has the patience. He knows that they're coming. He knows that it's going to be a thing, and yeah, he's hit the mark. And you're right. It is that offensive line that's done the trick for the Pioneers, and that will do it for the third quarter play. Stick around. We got fourth quarter coming up. Who knows what could happen on CTN's Game of the Week.
Are you looking to take your videos from boring to extraordinary? Well, with a little help from editing, you can get there. We'll teach you how to edit footage from our CTN laptops with professional programs like Final Cut Pro. Or we could give you some pointers on basic cell phone editing. If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
There you see Holloway Field at the start of the fourth quarter here, where the Pioneers have a 9-point lead to the Pinckney Pirates. But these Pirates, they're frisky. They're frisky Pirates, Kevin, and it's hard to hold them down. But as of right now, the best way to stop their offense is for you to be on offense.
Exactly.
And keep heading the ball to Caceres, and I think you're going to be doing A-okay for the Pioneers.
That's the recipe for Coach Simpson and this team in this fourth period here. End off the way that you started off in this game. Give the ball to 5.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see if there is any sort of misdirection. We've seen that jet sweep run out in front of them a few times, or will this just be straight up, here, go?
Yeah.
And I've mentioned it a few times tonight. This offensive line has been bullish the entire game, and now this late into it, they're going to have a chance to really prove their dominance. This
is where you shine as an offensive line. All of those body blows that you've been dropping on the Pirates through the first 3 periods, Now's your time to shine. And let Eduardo, or maybe is that, yeah, that's Eduardo in the backfield. Let him hit that dang on goal line one more time.
Man in motion moves out in front, and Lon, just another time. That kid has been living on the edge with some of the plays, not under center, but snapped to him. We've seen that at least 4 times where the ball has hit him hands, helmet, chest, but you can see it right there. His head was turning before the ball hit his hands.
Well, Alex Bellers, the center, he's been throwing some fastballs back there. and you know, Lon might be a catcher, but not tonight. He's not. He's that play has happened so many times where Eduardo has come in and picked off the ball. It's
a
like
couple of times, yeah.
They've called it a
rescue, yeah. There's a play action pass that gets out to Marshall, Elijah Marshall, another strong weapon in this offense for the Pioneers. He's asserting himself this evening as well.
Yeah, both sides of the ball, and you can see the Pioneers, they have some playmakers out here, and once they get their hands on the ball, they do work.
Third down upcoming now for the Pioneers, 3rd and 4. You hand it off, though, right? You still hand it off to probably Caceres. That said, I mean, I would assume that everybody in the stadium is looking for this.
You might know it, but you still have to stop it, right?
There it is. Lon looks back, pats the ball, throws it to nobody in particular, and that'll bring up the 4th down and stop the clock. So Pinckney, double win for the Pirates right now.
Yeah, a head scratcher there, because the way that you've been moving the ball on the ground and you're playing the clock more than you're playing the opponent in the 4th period at home. Ball was a little bit there behind Calais. Now you're going on 4th down. You're going to go for it?
Well, I mean, they might just be trying to draw them off sides, or they might just straight up go for it. There's the HB toss to Caceres. Caceres past the line of scrimmage and then some. Picks up another 10 yards for good measure, and that's why you go for it on 4th down.
I guess so.
You love the players, and you love the players.
Yeah, and I'm not going to question that one. Sean Garcia again on the outside. We've said his name on offense and defense. Watch 58 up on the top side. He's on the ground already because he put somebody down. Great job, though, by Caceres once he found that edge, Nick, of going straight up the field.
And now Caceres gingerly getting off the field.
I think he's just tired.
That could be, even if that's not entirely it, that could be something that's added to the problem a little bit. But pulling him off the field, now I wonder if you're going to Thomas down there, or I think you have Marshall down right next to Lon, the handoff there to Kowalk. Kowalk tries to follow his blocker initially. Garrett Kowalk picks up a few, though.
Caceres was trying to bring himself back into the game. Coaching staff left him on the sideline, but good job by Kowalk of just following the blocks, really, and getting upfield.
18-yard line, 2nd and 5.
And we see everybody looking at not a lot of urgency for the Pioneers, as there should not be. 10:07 to go here in this one. Yeah, there you can see Caceres still just trying to walk it off a little bit, right?
Yeah, but the way his stat line is tonight, I'm sure he wants to get back out there.
Yeah, of course. Lon with Thomas to his left. Thomas gets the handoff, waits patiently, still isn't down. Grabbed 3 or 4 yards.
That was a strong run by Thomas. We've been seeing him try to get on the outside. We saw him earlier in the game go up the field with 2 hands on the ball, but not run this hard north and south. Good job.
Yeah, I like what I've seen from all these running backs, right? We've seen Thomas, we've seen Caceres, we've seen some other guys in there. Craig Newman for a minute.
And you want to say kudos to a coaching staff that keeps a team that has been, on the bad side of the record into a game this late in the season playing in front of your home crowd. We got a good crowd out here in the stands on one of our cooler nights. And as I say that, we have another penalty on the field. But, it is nice to see the stable of running backs that Coach Simpson has out here. But kudos to them, the coaching staff, for getting these kids ready and the kids themselves being into this contest.
Yeah, exactly right. Line handoff, Caceres. Caceres finds that opening and scampers into the end zone. Touchdown Pioneers, and that might be the nail in the coffin, nail in the treasure chest, if you will, for the Pioneers.
Love the way that Caceres just runs and finds his way up into the end zone. And watch this the way he just weaves his way. And these touches right there, that's never going to take a guy like that down. You have to put a shoulder pad on a knee to bring him down.
You're right, you need to put a shoulder pad on a knee, or you need to do some wrapping up and maybe even slowing him down so you get another guy, because we've talked about the size differential of those Pirate defenders.
But I tell you what, Nick, you've been saying it for the first 3 quarters, the way this offensive line has been playing. It is coming to pass now. These line, they really did a number on the defensive line for Pinckney, and it's showing up big time here.
Yeah, extra point good, so Pioneer extends this lead to 16 points now. 2 scores and a lot of effort is what it's going to take for the Pirates. That said, 9:08, there's a lot of game left.
9:08, 2 timeouts, and a quarterback that throws the ball. Yeah. So a team that throws the ball, every time you get a first down, the clock stops. Every time there's an incomplete pass, stops the clock. So there is a lot of time left in this game. And we've seen if they're able to get in the end zone, Pinckney is well equipped with that squib onside kick.
Yeah, the game plan for both these teams right now is the dreaded turnover, right? Stay away from that. Protect the ball. Don't make any foolish throws or any extra. Don't try to push too hard on any extra runs. Make the safe play. And that's for both teams right now.
Now, I mean, that was safe when you have more than one conductor up in the stands.
Super safe.
Yeah.
Super safe. You always have an extra. Bring an extra.
Or 2?
Have a couple. What are they're cheap. I think they're kids. They're not getting paid, so like they're cheap. Go out there, bring a couple.
No NIL money in the band?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. There's that high pop up coming in, and Pioneer tried a little something there, and I like that. I honestly like that. I know Pioneer's going to have a little bit of a shorter field, but not a massively shorter field. And at least they gave something a ride where they could possibly get the ball back and eat up some more clock.
I think this is a culture setter when you're Coach Simpson in your first year. We're trying to set a tone for our future program that we're going to be aggressive until we see 000s up on the clock.
Yeah, I think that could definitely be it. And just showing, you never know what to expect from this team either, right? You might think this is going to happen, but we're going to try this too. And there's a lot of different ways to win a game, and there's a lot of different ways to be effective. Pinckney's offense has been pretty effective overall tonight. McLaughlin there outside, but not. Oh, nice job to scoot around, make a couple of men miss, and get past the line of scrimmage, even pick up a few yards. That was a lot of work for probably just 3 yards, but impressive, because that could have been a loss of 3 or 4, really.
I think that's the bigger part of that, was because this is a lateral thrown backwards, so this is actually a run, right? And then cutting up after making people miss Tuttle, did a good job of getting something out of nothing.
Yeah, and I stand corrected. That was almost 5 yards on that.
Not bad.
For sure. Second down, McLaughlin's got his running back to his right. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. McLaughlin back. Looking up the middle, but couldn't lead his man. That was very similar to that first touchdown pass that they threw, only it wasn't led quite as much. That one came down a little shorter.
Yeah, that was a flat ball. And, I'm just thinking, Nick, before this play, is that the Pirates hadn't won a game until last week. So to be still in this game mentally and focused, that says a lot about their sideline as well, too, and their coaching staff as well, too.
Well, yeah, that says a lot about the culture, the buying in. Everybody, the coach speak always, you've talked to so many coaches over the years, it's always about to get these guys to buy in. And one of the things that you have to buy in if you're this Pinckney team, we've seen these wideouts go in the middle for these passes, and you get hammered every time, right?
Always.
There's nothing glorious about going up the middle and getting hammered, but these kids are doing it time after time after time. So that's buying in if I've ever seen it, to be honest. There's another one right there, but that was into the hands of a linebacker possibly. Oh, man.
I think that's the second time
missed
that
Knapp, yes.
That's the second time he had one in his paws. I know that this film is not going to be kind to him when he's watching it. That one right there.
That was more than in his paws. I feel like that was in the old breadbasket.
And I really think that was more of Buchanan getting a hand in there for the Pirates and dislodging that ball.
Yeah, somewhat ill-conceived throw there by McLaughlin, which will bring up 4th and 6 now.
Yeah, and I still don't think Pinckney is in a must-go-for-it chance here with 8 minutes still left on the clock.
It'd be interesting to see what they draw up here. If they try to do a little hard count action, or if they just get right into their offense. They're spread like they're ready to go. McLaughlin looking left the whole way. High arcing pass to Zilka, but Zilka could not come down with that. And that was, I mean, everybody knew where he was going with it. He threw it up and it was up in the air, and everybody knew where it was headed after that. So not an ideal 4th down pass.
Well, watch Blake Edison come in here. He was tracking the ball on the defensive side, and he comes in from the safety and really dislodges it right after Tedla had a hand on the play as well, too.
Well, Edison almost dislodged Zilka's head. I mean, Zilka went up, and Edison came right in on him.
Does that official have his shoe off? What is he running with in his hand?
Gloves.
Oh, those gloves. Oh, because it looked like he was tying his shoe.
Hilarious.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, is he tying his shoe down there?
I want it to be his shoe so bad, but I'm pretty sure those are just his mittens. They're not pinned to his shirt.
I'm thinking old Eddie Murphy, my shoe falling down the stairs.
Yep. Another ball hits the turf on the snap into Lon. I've got questions.
Yeah.
Just a lot of questions about what's going on there. And I don't know if Lon's head is just not quite
That
in
one
it.
might have been low, though. No?
It wasn't that low.
Low into his hands?
It might not have been in his breadbasket, but at worst, that's at his hip pads, right?
And it's not, it's snapped the proper way. They flipped this ball. Watch the center. He flips it back. So it's not on a spiral coming back. So it's flipped back, so it should be easier to put your palms
That's
on.
what I was going to say. It's not coming at him like a rocket like we'd initially thought. That's a great job of camera and directors. And there's a nice pass out to Kowalk one more time. Garrett Kowalk, he's come up big when they've needed him.
Yeah,
he's not got his number called a lot, but it's been enough. He's made some plays.
And after the catch, too, he's just stretching and trying to get as many yards as possible. I'd like him to try to stay in bounds, though, here, as opposed to diving out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't think he could entirely help that, but yeah, that would have been nice. Clock continues to roll down, 7:12 to go. The Pioneers just trying to march forward. However, they got 3rd and long upcoming right here.
Don't get tricky with it.
They're going to hand off, right? Like, this is going to be into Caceres' handoff. There was a little bit of a bobble, but he got it out to Caceres. Caceres still doing an outstanding job every time. He's dialed in.
Look at this, though. I mean, how many times have we seen this happen where the ball is in Lon's hands and he's just not able to squeeze it? I mean, he's got to squeeze it like Eduardo was squeezing it.
Barely phases Caceres, though, right? Like, he sees it happening, and his stutter step and turn
it's in his head.
to still get the ball is really impressive what he's been up to tonight.
Oh, and he definitely knows that if that ball slips, I mean, this game's not over at all.
Yeah, this game is going to turn on its head if that gets away. And Caceres is that much more of a caretaker of that ball right now. 4th down. Pioneers going for it, tossing up front and jumped out in front, jumped the lane as a Pirate. He's got the ball. He's going to go all the way. Lon has got a chance to maybe get something on him, but no. Turnover, touchdown, Pinckney. Is that Max Barish? Barish, another touchdown. He's got 3 for the Pirates. I'm sorry, that's only a second, but still, he's playing great.
Man, before the play, I'm saying don't get crazy with it and tricky with it. Keep it simple. That ball was tipped and picked. So, I mean, and I don't even think he was going to get the first down on the reception. Man, it couldn't have got any worse here for the Pioneers in one play.
Well, the real onus right here is on Pinckney. They've got to go for 2. There's no other way around it. So it'll be on the Pirates to dial up a solid offensive play. They ain't going to be running it. However, we have seen McLaughlin use his feet. I'd be interested to see some sort of naked bootleg or do something moving out to his right. There he is rolling But the Pioneers are ready for that. Gets it over to Barish. Barish makes the catch, and that's a 2-spot for the Pirates, and we have a game. So last quarter, you ran a play and you were just smiling because you were and speechless. Now you're not entirely smiling. You're smirking, maybe. We're not really sure what to make of this last 30 seconds of football.
We have the opportunity of second guessing the coaching calls. It was just really, 2 plays that Pinckney took over.
Yeah.
They took over on the defense and get a 68-yard run. Waterboys has to help out Barish there. Barish is tied.
Waterboy's working overtime because he doesn't have a jacket on, so he's hot down there.
Yeah, Waterboy.
He might get key player.
He's doing a great job of keeping these Pirates into the game, and I go back to the fact what I mentioned them before. Until a week ago, this team hadn't won a game. And you can't tell by watching this film that these guys haven't won a game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No quit in what you're saying. It's amazing what one W can do. Yeah, no quit. They're not giving up. They know that they're still in it. They can see that light. Even though they were down 16, they can still see it. And that's what Pioneer needed to extinguish, and they just couldn't kick it out of them.
Now is the time where you probably would see the kick deep, but both teams have been trying this onside kick, squib kick all day long, all night long.
Pioneers got their hands team up there, so you're right. The smart play is kick it deep and see if you can make something happen with your defense. But there's the squibber onto the ground. Pioneer wisely falls on it. Nice job by that player. I couldn't tell. Was that maybe? No,
that was Newman.
Caceres. That's Craig Newman, yeah.
Yeah, but a great job of Newman. Watch him get down on the ground, and he put his body where if the ball bounces up, it's bouncing into my body.
That's exactly right. Sliding in, completely covering that thing up. No chance this thing's squirting away. Wise play by Craig Newman. Just under 6 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. So much football left to play.
Too much football left to play. Again, I say they have a passing team, the Pirates are, so they're not worried about how much time is left on the clock. They've shown that they can score splash plays with just one snap of the ball. Got to get the snap.
Yeah, this formation is in real tight. It's almost an I formation into Caceres. And Caceres breaks free, gets to the inside, now to the outside. He's got creating even more lengths of distance between him and those defenders. And man, Caceres, one more touchdown just with the doctor ordered from Pioneers.
That'll put him over 200 on the night, folks. And that was another 60-plus yard run. I believe that was 66 yards. And Nick, I'll give you maybe 2 guesses. Where did he bust this one at?
I mean, just right past that, just 5 yards out, right? But this is the amazing thing to me is these 2 defenders looked like they had a chance to get him, and then he opened it up like a racehorse and made that distance. Just a lot of speed from Eduardo Caceres.
And that's why I was saying run the ball last time. I was saying, no pass, run.
Right, exactly. Right. There was no need to get cute. No need for the trickeration. Yeah, and there was nothing overly clever about that run play either. I mean, that's a handoff inside, off tackle, right?
You put that in the playbook in the first day of practice.
Yes, exactly.
We're going to run the ball this way, and that's what you build your offense off of. And I haven't seen an explosive running performance like this in years.
Yeah, it's really something special from what we've seen from Caceres. But as we've said, this is a team effort. He's not making this stuff happen by himself. He's got those teammates up front that are creating these massive holes, and he's opportunistic. That play started the line of scrimmage, but he finished it off with that speed.
Yeah, and like you said, he pulled away from 2 defenders that had angles on him, and he didn't stop until that fence line at the back of the end zone.
So the Pioneers have gotten themselves back to a 15-point lead, back to that 2-score lead. Got to think Nylander just knocks this one high away.
There he goes.
A little bit of a line drive, though. Still returnable for the Pirates.
And good field position.
Yeah, gets up to the 40-yard line. Not going to call it a short field, but they don't have a long way to go to make something happen. And, I mean, Pinckney has proven they can make some splash plays for themselves.
Splash plays, and they're definitely in, it's easier. It's just be funny to hear, but it's easier when you know you're in 4-down territory the rest of the game. So it opens up the playbook to, hey, we don't have to do this play. Maybe we can do this play because we have 4 opportunities to get this first down.
Pioneers with that 3-4 defense playing prevent a little bit, coming back, but doesn't matter because that defensive line with only 3 players coming in, that was 3 big players disrupting the line of scrimmage and pulling in Easton McLaughlin.
Is that Daniel Walker, 18, coming in? Let's watch the number because you see Garcia coming in, but look and see on the top side there, 18. Just, I mean, the defensive line comes to life there right when they were needed to from the Pioneers.
Yeah, you said it. Daniel Walker. McLaughlin tried to scooch right around him, but Walker with that long reach just pulled him down, slowed him down just enough to make that sack.
And Pioneers playing almost a prevent, only bringing 3 folks or defenders across the line of scrimmage. Everybody is in a zone now.
McLaughlin back, quick pass into the middle, into the slant, makes the first man miss before eventually being wrapped up and tackled by Marshall. And man, if Marshall doesn't make that tackle, that could be another 6 points for the Pirates.
Yeah, and Isaac Henley, number 2, he was the player that missed that tackle. He looks a little nicked up on the play here. He kind of slipped up, but great job of holding on by Marshall. That's what a safety's supposed to do.
And that's Jace Carlson up the middle, that patented up the middle pass for McLaughlin and these Pinckney Pirates. Fresh set of downs for the Pirates. He does have a running back to his right, man in motion out behind him. That's Max Barish before
that was a false start.
Or maybe illegal formation of some sort?
Well, he grabbed the flag almost immediately and said, no, it wasn't a flag. It looked like he was waving it off, the official that tossed it, but he threw it right when the player in motion kind of veered back towards the goal line.
It's a 5-yard penalty on Pinckney.
Let's see. That one is a different call. I'm not sure what that one was.
Sorry for the overall quiet.
Yeah,
we're just trying to figure it out, just trying to get a feel, just based on body language and hand gestures, what's going on.
You know, one thing, this Pinckney sideline, they're composed. After all of these, there's no yelling and screaming going on at the judge or the officials at all.
Yep, calm, cool, and collected. Just stick with the game plan. There's Barish. Jet sweeping through, gets that ball tossed into his midsection, picks up 4 more.
And I think right now, Coach West he's doing a good job of trying to bring this Pioneer defense out of that prevent and bring them up closer to the line of scrimmage because their bread and butter is the pass.
Yeah, you're possibly very right about that. But like you said, they can afford to not waste a down here and there because they are getting 4-down territory the rest of this game. So you're right. They might be setting up the big haymaker with those jabs. There's McLaughlin, a couple steps back. There's that high pass that got knocked away out of bounds. The thing about McLaughlin, he throws these seeds 12, 15 yards, but when they ask him to go deep, it tends to be pretty archy.
A little bit, and too much air up under it. Yeah. One of those moon balls, and you can see a good job by pushing the offensive player out to the edge. And it was just Isaac Henley just doing a good job of playing defense and using that third defender out there, the out-of-bounds line.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? He knew exactly how to play that. He knew the angle to take. He knew where to be standing to make that not a catch.
And this is where it comes into play, that 4-down territory, because it's 3rd and long, but this is 2 downs to get the first.
Right, you could throw a little screen pass here to one of your quicker guys on the outside. You could maybe let your quarterback run a bit. There he is, steps up. He continues to look, tries to make a man miss, But man, he went head first into that tackle. That is not advisable, young man. As a freshman, you got to learn something from that play.
Yeah, C.U. Dean comes in, and watch this. C.U. Dean, I don't know if who tackled who on that one. If the quarterback tackled the defender, either way, it's 4th down.
Yeah, McLaughlin, he's a smallish guy like me. I know I'm not putting my head down to a linebacker. There's just no way. But I don't know. I like that. Like that's pretty fun. It's still 4th down.
He's a freshman.
He
doesn't
right.
know
Like I said,
difference.
he'll see that on tape, and his coaches will be like, "Man, never again with that move." So this might be where the rubber meets the road for the Pirates. Steps back. He's flushed out to the right, getting harassed out. Throws low. I don't know if the catch was made or not.
Caught?
Looks like they're going to say he got that.
Oh, my goodness.
And if he did, that's a 1st down.
Oh, my goodness. And they're still going to have to be on the move here. Clock is not going to stop after they spot the ball, but great job there of throwing on the move and corralling it in.
Did he, though?
You think he dropped that one?
I don't know. I couldn't tell.
The
the receiver had red gloves, so it kind of looked like the ball. Maybe it doesn't matter because that defensive line in one more time.
Look at Sean Garcia. Sean Garcia got held on the play, pulled to the ground, and he still has enough strength to pull the quarterback down. Watch him coming up from the top of your screen, and he goes right through on a bull rush. He's getting tackled himself as he tackles.
Just singular-minded going through that. He was not going to accept anything less than a sack. Great defensive play by Garcia. We've talked about him a lot. That both lines, people love to talk about games being won in the trenches. You know, we talk about getting things out there on social media. You do it on Twitter and Facebook. Maybe on YouTube, too. You're probably watching this on YouTube, to be fair. But games are won in the trenches, which also you get some behind-the-scene trench action.
We got some of those coming at
the
you.
Instagram stuff. And Pioneer can definitely say that that's where they've won this game tonight,
Oh,
right?
yeah. If it wasn't Garcia, I mean, we said Garcia a lot. We said Napier a couple times. We've seen Sam Frost get into the backfield. The defensive line and the offensive line, they are the ones that have really made this one go.
Yep, and you can still check us out on all the socials. Pirates coming up here on 2nd and very long. 21 if the board is to be believed. They've got some work ahead of them there. And still, that offensive line collapses, and you've got McLaughlin running for his life outside the pocket. These last few downs for McLaughlin have been interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it's interesting when you have only 3 players, how often these 3 defenders get by the 5 blockers. Look at Frost. Frost just moved the lineman out of the way with a shove, and he just presses the pocket so hard that McLaughlin, the only thing he could do was throw it away.
3rd and a very long 21 upcoming for the Pirates. Not out of the realm of possibility. I would really expect to see one of those up-the-middle passes here, those slant routes in the middle. But you look at those Pioneers, their linebackers are ready for those shenanigans.
Ooh,
and there's the high one, exploited defense and brought down by the receiver out there. Is that number 12? Is that number 12?
Yeah, I think it is a 12. He's not on our roster up here, but that was a
great
good catch.
Good job, good catch. Good job again, exploiting where that defense is, finding that opening, that soft spot in the zone.
And this is the time where you say McLaughlin didn't put too much moon on that ball. He put a little bit more line on it, and it came down only where his offensive guy could grab it.
Yep, exactly right. 1:41 to go here in the 4th. We've got clock stoppage. McLaughlin was in there just getting the exact correct play. And I wonder if his coaching staff is telling him about this is where their zone is at. Look to this spot, similar to that last play. There's another one into the corner. led him
Tough
too
pass.
much out of bounds. Real tough, but it really did seem like they found a spot. They found some openings in this zone defense.
They've been going to the same area on the far side from our booth, but the Pioneer sideline. And they've been trying to get into this corner route here. And you can see that man defense is allowing that corner route to come open.
Exactly right. Exactly right. That seems to be something that the Pinckney coaches are trying to exploit right here.
Increase the chances of that incompletion.
Lawton trots the play in one more time. 3rd and 10 now.
Late substitution for Pioneer.
Yeah, that guy's still barely getting off the field at the last second there, at the last moment there. Lawton back. Looking high pass spiral. Nice touch on it, but ends up getting knocked down.
Oh my goodness, they're going to call some type of penalty back there.
It can't be pass interference.
No, but it might have been. It may have been a pass interference. Let's take another look at it before we guess.
4th and 10. Still on the 18-yard line.
And the ball goes up. It's up there a while, and you can see a little bit of handsiness there.
Yeah, no, that definitely was. He had hands on him. He was pulling jersey.
And watch the penalty come down here from the bottom of your photo. You can see. Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's
he's
huge.
pulling that jersey.
Good
that
stop there on the replay.
Yep. And it was just before the ball came out too. So I think that maybe some people
Pass
like us
interference.
up here weren't looking for that, but that
Yeah.
was definitely it. And that was a solid call by the officials down in the end zone.
Pioneers not allowing this one to go by easy.
No, nothing comes easy. And whoever ends up coming out with this victory, if it is Pioneer, they can say, look at this storm that we weathered.
Yeah, we
right?
earned this one.
3rd and 10 now. 5 wideouts. McLaughlin with a seed in, but a great job by the defense to jump the route, slap that one down. Toby Callias, who we see a little bit on the offense, but an outstanding defensive effort.
Well, he lays himself out for this one. He just gives every inch of his body to get in there and break that one up. Great break on that ball.
Yeah, no give up from either of these teams, as we mentioned, but especially from this Pioneer defense. The Pioneer defense, they've been out there a while tonight.
Yeah, well, when you have the home run hitter that's run for over 200 yards, that's what happens. But you also have a quarterback that is making things happen for Pinckney. They're going back and forth, and he's not putting that ball in harm's way.
Yeah, that's the smartest thing. Be smart with it. I'm sure that's one of the things that his coach is telling him every time he goes over that sideline.
Scramble play.
Scrambles left, looking into that corner one more time, but there's a lot of defenders. That one is deflected down.
And that's it. That's it, because that was 4th down, and Barish was the target in the corner of the end zone. And you can see this one here. The Pioneers come up and just play better defense.
Yeah, that's a great job of that initial defender getting in there, knocking that one away. Great job by that defense. Great job by you. Great season, Kev, as usual. Great job by everybody that makes this broadcast happen. We got our camera guys out there on some chilly nights. We got Katsumi Tim, the guy up there. We got Mitch, the Razor Mazer, Mad Mike Koski out there freezing their butts off, doing camera, getting all these great shots. Audio replay, Jackson Jolly Roger Gorlin. Of course, Rob Crossbones Cross, our director out there. I'm Nick Wisniewski. Still another minute and some change here before this one's done.
Yeah, and that one will be handed off to guess who? Caceres right up the middle. And is that, are you kidding me? Was that number 50 on the carry there?
Michael Robusti gets the handoff and carry. Gain of 8 or 9. Or a gain of 1st down. Ball is down to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for Pioneer. Clock running at 50 seconds. Brian Rowan takes a knee. Looks like that's going to do it. Clock is running. We won't call it till it's triple zeros.
Are you looking to get the most out of your camera, cell phone, or some other cool toy? Are you looking to take your lens to the next level in terms of technical knowledge and framing? If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
You see everybody moving their feet, and it all starts.
Wow.
All starts with Rosenberg right there.
I love his sellies too. The celebrations out of Rosenberg are awesome. He attacks from either side, and he puts everything into this shot.
We've seen him do this time and time again, and there he is coming around.
That's top cheddar, folks.
There you are, but here they haven't needed it, but there it plays off, and there's Rosenberg.
That's my 4th goal on the game, folks. He's pulling his own jersey. Love it.
That is another goal. Pinpoint shot by Levi Rosenberg.
I'm running out of sellies. I'm running out of sellies, guys.
No, they're not. Down on the field here with key player Alex Bellers, center. Tell me first, you guys got off to a slow start, got down early, but stuck with it.
Yeah, it was just everyone sticking to it, playing their hearts out. Just a great game all around, all parts of the field.
And clearly tonight the run game was huge, and that starts up front with you and those kids coming up next to you. Tell me how big of a victory it is for you and how good it feels to play those 4 quarters and really assert yourselves against your opponents.
Well, being a senior and having the whole line be seniors, senior running back, it's a great experience just be able to run like that all over them.
Alex, clearly a sharp kid, because I was just getting into you're a senior, a lot of senior night going on here tonight. Just tell me, looking back, where's this victory stack up for you?
It's a huge one, winning the last game ever at Pioneer.
Well, you've already done a lot of running. I don't know if everybody saw you. You ran out to the bell. You were taking pictures. You came out to me. Thank you so much. Key player Alex Bellers, you earned this one. Have a great night, man.
Thank you.
Kev, back to you.
And to have a center as our key player of the game, that is a first on our last game of the season. What a fantastic job. And I want to say first thanks to our director, Rob Cross, and our entire camera crew out here in all this crazy weather tonight. Did a fantastic job. So for my broadcast partner, Nick Wisniewski, I'm Kevin Bryant. Thank you again for watching CTN Sports Game of the Week.